Hey Ed, hey Jerry, how you guys doing? I hope you can hear me. I don't have my well, I can't hear you anyway. But sorry, I was playing around with my computer, checking out some stories, and lost track of time. So give me a second, and I'll get this. Lost track of time. I'll get the invite thing up here in just a second, and both of you are more than welcome to come up. Just give me a minute. All right. Hey Naomi. Hey Tim. Welcome. Like I said, anybody that wants to come up, come on up. Uh, I have a change in my work schedule. We'll go over that a little bit later. It's nothing big. Uh, we're just going to be having different days off instead of Saturday, Sunday. It's now going to be Friday, Saturday after this weekend. I mean, this weekend I still have Saturday, Sunday off. But starting next Friday, it'll be Friday, Saturday, which is fine. I don't mind a day off during the week. If you have to have an appointment late in the afternoon, hey Jack, how you doing? Uh, you can make it on a Friday, and everything will be all right. So that's what's going on. Like I said, I'll still be working 3 to 11. I'll just from now on I'll have Friday night and Saturday nights off at work. After, like I said, after this weekend. Hey, we got Dan coming in. Hello, Dan. Welcome.
Oi,
Glad to see you here. And
let me turn off my thing. Sorry.
that's
All
all
right,
right.
corrected it.
Hey, I make mistakes constantly. If I don't make a mistake, it's not me. Somebody else is pulling the levers and all that
Naomi's
behind the
here.
cameras.
Tim and Jack are here.
Yeah. And we got Tim, Jack, Jerry, Naomi, Mike, married to a beautiful woman, just came in a moment ago. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you all came. Like I said, anybody that wants to show up, come on up. We're more than happy to have you. And
Hmm.
I'm just. I'm going to turn this one off, I think. And then we'll plug it in. It's going dead. Hey, we got Jack coming up. Hey, Jack, give me a second, man. Welcome, sir. How you doing?
Pretty good,
Jack,
man.
what's up?
Nothing
Glad to
much.
see
Hey,
you.
Dan.
Glad to have everybody
Nice
here.
seeing you, man.
I don't know, Dan, did you hear that starting Friday, this coming Friday, I'll have Fridays and Saturdays off instead of Saturdays and Sundays?
That works
Just,
pretty good, though, don't
oh,
it?
that still works. It works great. I still have
Yeah.
my Saturdays off for my live stream. And like I said earlier, I don't know if you heard me. Like, if I have to have an appointment late in the afternoon, I can do it on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't have to take time off. I'll try to get most of
Excellent.
my appointments. Like I got an appointment this coming Tuesday, but it's 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's just to talk with the pharmacist. That's no big whoop. I can do that during the week, just like I
Hey, you know who I thought that we were behind? We went over to Galleria Mall. We met up with Naomi and her lovely daughter, and we were behind. I don't know if it was actually them or not. I was, I'll admit, a little bit starstruck. I think Naomi detected it, but we were walking behind a couple, and it looked like it was, yeah. See, now I lost it. Yeah. Vagabond Awake, is that the name of the channel? Vagabond Awake.
There is a channel called Vagabond Awake.
Yeah, have they been? I know they were in Dumageddon.
Yeah,
I know they were in Dumageddon.
yeah.
But
It's a couple.
From behind, it definitely looked like them. I couldn't listen. They escaped before we could catch up to them. They escaped. So.
They were also up in on Luzon, but up in the northern corner.
If that was them, they're a very handsome couple. You know. I noticed. You know, they match.
Yeah. Well, kind of tall then, huh? Because he looks tall to
Yeah.
me.
Huh? He doesn't look tall.
I said he looks tall to me. He does.
Yeah,
look tall.
yeah. He appeared to be a foot taller, or you know, he's tall.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he looks to be tall.
Mm-hmm.
And he says Dan looks
And
like a Boy
of course,
Scout.
she's a tiny little thing, you know, but I can't be sure that was actually them.
Yeah.
It might not be. You know, people look different in the camera
Oh yeah.
than they do. Yeah, than they do in person. So, I mean, it probably was them, but I didn't want to go running up to them like I'm starstruck. Can I take a selfie? Can I get your autograph? You know, stuff
wait a
like
minute,
that.
Why not? I'd do it.
I don't know. I just feel funny.
Dan,
doing
I'm going to
that.
ask for a selfie with you when I meet up with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna
that's
happen.
fine. That's fine. It's different here. We're all friends. You know, it's different.
Hey,
You know,
Mac
we
Daddy,
know
how
each
you
other.
doing?
Hey, gang.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
But,
But anyway, that was an exciting moment. Well, you know, we oftentimes will see someone, you know, off in the distance that has a channel on YouTube. By the way, you know, I don't know if this is my imagination. It definitely is true for my channel. But do the views dip a little bit in summer?
Yeah,
On
everybody's on vacation.
Yeah, it seems like
I think they
there's,
do.
the views are dipping.
Well, not only are they on vacation, they're outdoors more.
They're outdoors.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, all that.
Yeah, I mean,
The
you know,
weather has been so beautiful here in Cebu. It's kind of bizarre. I thought this was supposed to be like rainy season.
yeah, you're supposed to be in the rainy season, I think, aren't you? Up to about
Yeah, but I
December?
haven't seen any rain. Even when the typhoons came through, we only got a few droplets of rain. We didn't get hardly anything. It was, yeah, you could see the skies were all dark and all that. It looked mean. It looked mean and gray out there, but anyway. Hey, you know what I forgot to mention? I forgot to mention that when I went to go pay for my plane tickets online, they wouldn't take my Chase MasterCard for some reason. It did not say decline. They sent a message on the screen. It said, unable to accept this card for payment. Why do you guys think that happened?
Maybe.
They might not be affiliated with the banking system.
It was booking.com. Booking.com. So I ended up paying with my Discover card, my Discover It card. And it went through. And then Discover, interestingly enough, you know, they sent me like 3 warning messages saying, hey, we let the transaction go through, but you're supposed to let us know when you're out of the country. So apparently I didn't put my VPN. I didn't activate it. I forgot to do that prior
Well, that could be what was up with your Chase.
That could have been what's up with your Chase.
Oh, you know, could be, but Chase, you don't have to notify them. Apparently Discover you do. So I went in there. So with Chase, I went into the website prior to ordering because I knew I was going to use that card. And Chase said you no longer have to put in travel alerts. So I just assumed that everybody, like Bank of America and all the bigs, have all changed the way they do business. So I didn't even go into Discover to see if I have to put a travel alert in there. But apparently you do. So they said we let this transaction go through. It was for $1,500, a little bit under $1,500. They said, but you're supposed to let us know when you're out of the country. So remember that one live stream I was talking about database collection? You know, this is the reason why some banks, when they recognize that you're using one of the known VPNs, I wish Netband was here because he explained it to me one time. He said now the banks are putting in known VPN sites into their databases so they can detect when you're using a VPN, and then they reject it, say turn that off if you want to do your online banking. We want to know where you're at. So weird. So weird. It's life now.
By the way, Dan, Tim just said you're lucky. Last night was the first night they were able to see stars. Been raining.
Oh, really? No kidding. It is clear as a bell here in Cebu this morning. I'm looking out the window, and it is clear as a bell. It's probably going to be, it's probably going to be over 100 degrees in the shade today. We have the umbrellas out, the hats out, the long sleeve shirts are out, so we don't get sunburn and skin cancer and all this ugly stuff. Wow. It is hot as hell. We have to find.
I guess we could be worse. According to Mike, he says that the weather in Germany has 30 centimeters of hail and snow. They can keep it, Mike.
I mean, I don't know if that's part of the whole global warming thing, but it's hot here.
Yeah.
What about you, Jack? What's going on, Jack?
It's 84 and sunny. Haven't seen a raindrop in about a week.
Yeah, it's been about a week, hasn't it?
We've been having rain here.
Smokes.
A little bit of rain almost every day for the last week. A couple of nights it got down in the 60s, man. You know, dang right cool for this time of year.
53 degrees here last night.
That's what I said. It's gotten really cool for this time of year.
And smoky. The smoke looked like fog, and you could smell the charcoal.
Well, you know, that's thanks to Canada.
Yeah.
Yep.
Smoke if you got them, Canada.
That our California. They have a lot of forest fires too, you know.
Oh man, Mike is saying they're getting pelted in Europe with 30 centimeter of hail and snow. Holy crap!
Tim says,
"Man, I'm telling you, is this in the Mike? Is this in the Bible somewhere, Mike?" Mike, this has got to be in the Bible somewhere. Yeah, it's got to be the end times. The mark of the beast is coming.
Damn, Jerry says it's been almost, 3 months, Jerry, since you guys had rain? June 2nd?
No,
wow.
That's pretty bad.
So the last time it rained was early June 2nd, 2 months ago.
Well, Larry, we're supposed to have incredible rain here this week.
Well, we had a nice storm.
Hopefully that'll clear out that smoke, huh?
Yeah. And Tuesday, I'm throwing a party.
Yeah.
What's going on Tuesday?
I'm selling my property.
Oh, okay.
Closing.
Settlement. 9 a.m.
That'll be a good reason to have a party.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'll have a pocket full of kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
You can send some of that kryptonite my way.
Then I got to order my passport.
I got mine. It surprised me. I got it in about a month. Now, I paid the extra to get it.
How much extra would you have to pay?
$60.
For the passport total?
For the expedited services part, anyway.
$60.
$60. Hey, where did Mac Daddy go? Mac Daddy.
Well, no, he's there. He just got knocked.
There he is.
I think I might have accidentally removed him when I moved my wallet.
Larry gave me a demerit.
That's right.
For expedited services.
Yeah, $60 for expedited services.
Hmm.
And
hey, does anybody know if I need to renew? I have 8 years to go on my passport, but when it comes time to renew, God willing, I'm still hanging around by then. I don't know.
Well, hopefully
I hope I am. But anyway, do you go to the embassy and renew it on passport day, right? That's what someone told me.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to go to U.S. Embassy because I came here many years ago.
Yeah.
And I had 14 days left of my passport, and I went there, and that took forever. But I got my new passport within like 6-7 days at my gate. I'm like, whoa, that's quick.
But don't they send it to the States, FedEx, and then they send it back? Or do they do the passport right there at the embassy? Do they
I
have?
have no idea how they do it, but it got
Yeah.
here pretty quick.
That's fast.
Larry, was your passport a renewal?
Yeah, mine was a renewal. It
That's
took
why you
5
got it
weeks.
the month.
Well,
Yeah,
no, I had to pay expedite to get it. It was 5 weeks. I
yeah,
just
but
looked
that's
at the
why
year.
you got it so fast.
Yeah,
Even
but-
if I expedite, they're talking almost 90 days for mine because I haven't had one.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they got to send you through the DOJ and the ABCD and all those letter departments to make sure you're not some kind of criminal threat.
They're
Well,
going to come
once
up with I'm a back daddy.
They got to do the background and the foreground check and the foreskin check and all that other stuff.
Well, I foreskin check. You should see Jack's face. Jack, by the way, your mic is mute in case you don't know it.
Yeah. I'm
Whose
That-
mic is
that was a
muted?
that was a perfect face, though, Jack.
Whoa.
Who's muted? Jack's not
Jack
muted.
was.
I don't see him muted.
I
Huh?
wasn't muted.
Oh, you were okay.
Yeah, he was.
All right.
Because I'm playing videos and I'm trying to delete things. This might do a
Uh-huh.
video. Going to the mall, getting some new lenses for my glasses with my microphones.
Mike, God may be angry, but he not just at Trump. I think he's mad at the whole system. If you ask me,
Who's that?
Mike says God. This is it's because of God is angry at Trump. So be careful, USA.
So even God is mad at Trump, huh? Well, you can't. Of course, everybody's going to pile on. But listen, the whole fix on the Trump thing is in my opinion. The whole fix thing is in. He's not going to see even one single day inside the guest house, guaranteed. Even if he's convicted, because everybody's already coming out and hinting that, if I'm elected, I'm going to pardon him. They're all saying it. They're all saying it.
By the way, Dan, Tim says the last time he renewed his passport, it only took about 2 weeks.
2 weeks to renew. Oh my gosh, that's
I
great.
think Tim's been there long enough that he would have done it there in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they sang Trump the Club Fed, Allenwood here in Pennsylvania has a golf course.
You know what? There you go. That's all you got to do is send them to one of those federal what do they call them? Country clubs they got around the country.
Yeah, they got the country. They got.
I hear Lompoc has one in California. I hear Lompoc has a 9.
There's a federal prison. There's 2 federal prisons in Terre Haute.
Yeah.
One maximum and one minimum, and they're side by side.
Mm-hmm.
Now the minimum doesn't even have a fence around it. They're not. They're like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, they have minimum security.
There's no fence. They can walk
clubs,
away anytime they want, but if they do, then they have to go into at least a medium, and they'll never get a minimum again. If they because you escape.
Yeah, so I imagine, they're going to be. See, I don't have my head in the clouds. I would imagine they're going to be. All he needs is one conviction on a conspiracy charge. He's going away for 20 years.
Hello,
That's
Michelle,
easy.
Welcome.
That is easy to get. That's so easy to get. I mean, they'll probably get it in the first trial in D.C.
Remember the whole Martha Stewart thing? That she's like pretty much at a country club and she had her own room. She had like computer, Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but you know what Jack? You know what the beautiful thing about? Yeah, she was buying them all kind of crap. She was like the queen. She was like the queen bee in the prison.
Yep.
Yeah, she donated all kinds of crap, clothes and like you said, electronics and she put money on their books and she was doing all kinds of things.
I know a guy that when he was in prison, him and his wife opened up a company called the Inmate Store to sell them TVs and sneakers and snack food. They're millionaires. They sold them a yacht.
It's a brilliant idea, actually, I think.
They didn't want to tell me where they got their money from. And then his wife took me aside and said, well, Joe's kind of embarrassed, and then she showed me the website, the inmate store. It's like, no.
Hey, Tim is saying you can. Tim says I could renew online. Huh? That's amazing. Electronics is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everything's going digital.
Dan, I don't know if he's saying you could or if he's asking you if you can. That's a question. That's a question mark after.
Oh, it was a question mark. Yeah, my eyesight is going to. Let me get my binoculars.
I got to go to a special post office here in Johnstown.
Yeah, now I'm ready to go now.
The thing is, now you can get your passport picture taken at some of the like Walgreens and stuff like that.
Staples.
I don't know if Staples does it or not. They may.
They do it here.
That's what I said. I don't know. But you got the package you need. You may have to go to a special post office, but you may not, because as long as you got the address and the paperwork, because you can get the paperwork online here. You can go online and fill out the paperwork and download it and have it printed out. And that'll give you the address. So all you got to do is get a the package to mail it.
I got to go to Johnstown City Post.
Jerry, I'm not sure that fruit's in season. I haven't seen it on the street, so I'm not sure, Jerry. Huh.
What was Jerry asking about? Oh, Robuton?
That's a scary looking fruit. I haven't tried it yet.
Is that the one with all the spiky looking stuff?
Yeah,
really good. They say it's really good.
Yeah.
Do you guys have
a round ball that's got all the little things coming off?
Jack was going to say something. What does it taste like? Taste like chicken, Jack?
No. That'd be strange as hell, but there's a little seed inside of it, so you don't want to like start chewing on it, you know?
Yeah.
And dissect it in your mouth.
Does it get you high like that fruit? Does it get you high like if you chew the nut, next thing you know, you're spinning around like a top?
I never tried
You never tried eating the the chewy center?
Do you guys have that yellow fruit? Looks like a lemon, but like has the skin like a peach.
Wow.
And eats like a peach. It's really tasty. It's like the size and shape of a lemon, but it looks like a yellow peach. It's really good.
Mike, you're probably right. He says 7-Eleven does everything in the Philippines. Maybe passport photos.
No, 7-Eleven doesn't do passport photos. You go to the mall and get your little 2x2 picture.
Well, I know.
Have a collared shirt.
I know one of the vloggers in Dumaguete a couple of years ago, something like that.
7-Eleven
was doing a video on passports. I think he was trying to get his wife a passport, and they had to go to a certain place. They went there and they tell them, "Well, you got to go here, get your pictures taken." So they'll tell you right where to go.
Well, we're going to do the whole process, Larry, of me getting my passport on your show, and then I'm going to go have Bavarian cream donuts at Dunkin' Donuts with Dan.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll be another show.
That definitely would be fun. Mike is saying that 7-Eleven does everything. Maybe they'll be doing passport renewal soon. Oh, passport photos, he said. Yeah. You know something? Those passport places are all over the place. You know what I'm worried about? I gotta get a copy of my tax returns and some other financial stuff. And the last time I went to the copy store, I actually handed the guy my phone and I said, "Here, can you download this?" And I started thinking, what a stupid thing that is to do, right? Because who knows that they're downloading, your entire contents of your phone onto their hard drive.
We just lost Jack.
Oh, Jack, I hope he's okay.
Well, he took himself off completely. So maybe he got a phone call or somebody came over.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right.
Well, anyway.
Jerry, you going to come up? Mike, you're welcome to come up.
Yeah, we buy Show Pow at 7-Eleven, Jerry.
Has anybody seen Retro?
Not recently. He was at. I'm trying to remember whose live.
I heard
stream
I heard
at.
he's actually. I heard Retro's actually a time traveler,
Could
and he
be.
went back to. Yeah, he went back he went back to the future in order to grab a few things, and he'll be back.
Probably a Pee Wee Herman doll.
Yeah, probably a Pee Wee Herman doll. Hey, that joke there was how should I say this? A stroke of genius, Mac Daddy.
My friend has
That
a
was
Pee
a
Wee
stroke
Herman
of
doll.
genius.
Imagine what that is.
They want to memorialize Pee Wee Herman. I'm saying he didn't get the name Pee Wee by not hanging around adult theaters.
I don't know.
Jerry said he won't come up because the neighbor's playing music.
I want to see his first movie again.
Wasn't he in the what's it called? The war zone of Boston. What do they call that area? The combat zone. The combat zone of Boston.
Oh, I don't know.
Got caught in one of the movie theaters, not the quarter places.
I thought he was in Florida.
I thought he was in Florida. That's where.
Yeah, it was in Florida. That's right. It wasn't the combat zone. That's right. That was me.
In the movie theater.
Yeah, that was me in the combat zone. Oh, damn. I'm giving myself away now.
Well, that could be true, Mike. He might have needed a beer, but he could have left his camera on.
Yeah, was Mike, were you the one saying that his Secret Service detail would have to go to prison with him? Is that what you're saying?
Well, they'd sure save a lot of money. They'd only need one or two.
Well, they only need one at a time, so they need.
Yeah, after a few days, they probably would find him hanging from his prison cell. Nobody knows how it happened.
Epstein style.
Epstein style.
Listen, that's a joke. I don't wish harm on anyone, especially a former president of these here United States.
Well, like I said,
I think they ought to give him the family plan. He can take E.T. and DJ TJ with him.
Oh my gosh. I mean, see, but I've often said, I've said it on a lot of live streams that the way that you break somebody is you could break them a couple of different ways, right? But the favorite of the Department of Justice is to break you financially from having to hire and spend millions and millions of dollars on attorneys. And so I hear his attorney defense fund is getting a little thin now.
Well, he's got the American public paying for it. It's not.
Right now they are
paying for his.
For right now they are, but they're shifting money around. So which means that he's running out, I think.
He's a billionaire, isn't he? Come on.
Well, he might have to sell Trump Tower or something, maybe.
Well, he doesn't go to New York City anyhow, so that would be appropriate.
Yeah. So.
But I'll tell you, you know who's going to be his neighbor there in prison there, Mac Daddy?
No, not I.
No. Joe and Hunter will be there. They'll be able to play cards.
That's not even fair.
I know it's not fair. They should be there first.
Come on, Larry. Jared Kushner got $2 billion from the Saudis, and nobody knows how. And Ivanka got
a lot of money from the Chinese and too.
And Ivanka got over $600 million from the Chinese. The Bidens are like, not even in the same league.
So what? They're still going.
Yeah, but
remember now.
Hunter Biden wasn't on the staff of the White House.
Remember, Kushner and Ivana was smart enough to hide it.
They didn't hide it. None of that money's hid. They gave them top secret papers. Come on.
But what I'm saying is, though, you can't prove it. With Hunter, they can because of his laptop. He's an idiot.
Well, he was stupid with the laptop. He was a cokehead.
That's what I'm saying. Now, let's get off the politics here. Let's get off that. Nobody wants to hear that.
Well, the only thing, I can only close with this. Joe Biden don't have 10 people involved in his first election campaign that have been charged and convicted federally. Trump does. If you want to talk about crime family,
like I said, we're going to get off the politics, and they're both crime families. But that's beside the point. It's politics. A lot of them are corrupt. There's not just in other countries. The United States have a lot of corrupt politicians too. That's the sad thing.
Well, it's all about money.
A lot of times they get into it for the right reasons, and then they get corrupted. But that's their fault. And we won't go beyond that.
It's all the money they had.
Hold on. Mike says it wasn't the masturbation. It was the kiddie porn that destroyed Paul's career. I'm talking Paul Rubin, which is Pee Wee Herman.
Well, he got picked up with kiddie porn too. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was the going to the adult theater.
The adult theater got the ball rolling.
Participating in whatever the
adult theater got the ball rolling. Larry's right about that, and then they nailed him with kiddie porn.
Oh, I see. I forgot.
Kiddie porn now. He didn't. He only had like a real little bit. He didn't get in a lot of trouble for kiddie porn.
But like I said, if he hadn't gotten in trouble with the adult jerking off in the adult porn show.
Hey, I don't think you guys can.
Hey, Jack's back.
Hey, if you guys talk about that on here, I think they're going to.
We'll drop that now.
Restrict the chat or restrict the
Jerry,
video.
The kitty stuff got the guy from Subway.
Well, they picked him up for 5 years for the Pee Wee's Playhouse TV show. Yeah. He made a lot of money with that show.
Yes, he did. Then he had those movies too.
It kind of reminds me,
and Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Yeah. Plus, he was in the movie Blow with George Jung and Johnny Depp.
Hopefully everything's okay there, Jack. You dropped off there all of a sudden.
My internet went out for some reason, so I reset my modem upstairs, and I was getting ready to go out and drop some money on my Gcash so I can pay the bill, but I guess there's still some data there, I guess, but
well, at least you're back up. I'm glad to see you're able to get back up.
I think I have to do it anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because it's coming up soon.
I was going to buy and sell some cars after settlement on Tuesday. Pennsylvania has tightened up the used car laws.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm only allowed to buy and sell 5 cars a year. Most states are only 4.
Okay. You need to get a dealer's license.
Yeah. It used to be 7 cars a year. Now they're down to 5. And you got to pay the sales tax now too. I can't not title the car and move across the title like I used to be able to. To reassign the title, I got to pay the sales tax now.
Hey, they did that in California too. Same thing.
I used to be able to reassign the title without paying the sales tax by not, buying a title. Now every time I move, I got to buy a title.
Oh, that cost you a little bit of money.
That's how you get rich right there. That's how a state gets rich, is they just double, triple tax something. Well, that's what California's doing.
Yep.
Well, New York, when you renew your driver's license, a lot of states are like 4 years. New York's like 8. You renew your driver's your vehicle car, not 1 year, it's 2 years. So, and you don't get that money back if you move.
Right.
So, like I said, my license is good to 2029.
Well, I wanted to fly into Greensboro, North Carolina, and buy a few cars and bring them back.
The good thing about that should be my last. Trying to put that in that should be my last driver's license I have to get. Hopefully. Because we're looking at 6 more years. And if everything goes right, I'm not going to be in New York State in 6 more years. So even if I don't move to the Philippines, I don't plan on being in New York 6 years from now.
What's your live stream moving to? What day, Larry?
No, it's going to stay right here.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Oh, we lost Jack again. I'm just saying, though, what's going to happen is now, instead of this being my first day off, it's going to be my last day off.
You know what you call that when you lose Jack like that?
Jack off?
Yeah.
Jack's off. Yeah. But
Oh man.
now
Yeah, I apologize, guys. I'm trying to get a video up. I'm editing right now.
There you go.
Oh, Jack said,
I'm multi-
Mike says he thought he was going to go get a beer.
God bless.
I got root beer.
multitasking.
I bought a 2-liter of root beer. I don't usually drink root. I love root beer. My very first job was at a root beer station, A&W. I was 15 years old.
Root beer can be good. I like sarsaparilla, but you can't find it anymore.
Yeah, but like I said, it was my very first job. It was a summer job. I was 15. It's the very first job I ever had, and it's the very first job I got fired from. So I deserved to be fired. I'll be honest about it. I even kept going in there after I got fired. The owners were surprised, and I said, "Look, you did what you had to do. You were right. I was wrong." And so we got along great. I mean, I didn't blame them. I was the one being an idiot.
I was thinking that the other day, like some of the jobs I had when I was younger, and
Hey, Jack,
I didn't
see you
deserve
back
to have
again.
them. It was crazy.
You still having trouble with your internet?
Oh yeah, I gotta go pay this thing real quick. Let me grab my cigarettes real quick and walk down the street.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll still be going on. Tim says he sees the Philippines National Police considered him as elderly. Now, Tim, I don't know how old you are, but I know they would consider me elderly. But then again, I'm going to be 70 this year, so a lot of places would consider me elderly. Jerry, come on now, buddy. You're just a young kid. He goes, elderly is anyone over 45.
Thanks.
That's what I said. He's just got to be a young kid. And that's all I can say. Now, Jack, where are you at there? That's a different view than normal.
I'm outside.
Okay, that's why it's a different view.
I'm using my mobile data.
Okay.
Good old free.
Looks like a dog is sleeping. But he just, it's your cat. Cat's sleeping. Said, where are you going? Leave me alone. I'm sleeping.
You gotta walk down the street.
That's cool. We'll get to see a little bit. We'll get a little. And Jerry, Tim says elderly people are over 62 in the Philippines. Jerry says, I'm old, 49. Jerry, come on. You remind me almost as bad as this. I was in this bar. I was 32 years old. And I'm talking with the owner. The owner is probably somewhere around your age at that time, what you are now. And we're sitting there, we're talking. There's this young, pretty little thing sitting at the bar, at a table with one of her girlfriends, bemoaning how old she is. And I understand a lot of people think 29 or 30 is old. Back when I was younger, especially women, they're single. Oh, I'm old. I'm 39. I'm 29. 29. I'm 30. So that's what I'm expecting to hear, right? I'm going on 30. I'm 30 years old. And she goes, I'm a quarter of a century old. I'm thinking 25. I looked at the lady. I said, if you're old, I'm ancient, and poor old John here is done dead and buried. Come on.
Morning.
I mean, uh,
GK.
Jerry, you just got to remember you're no older than what you feel or act. Now, yes, my life is closer to being over than when it started. That's just basic math. I'd have to live to be 140 to be midway through it. Would I live to be 140 if I could? If I had my health, I would. But let's be, being perfectly honest about it, that's probably the odds are against that. But I want to live as long as I can enjoy myself and have a good time. If that's 100, that's 100. If it's 90, it's 90. If it's 130, it's 130. As long as I have my health and I can have a good time, I want to be around this world enjoying it. Yeah, but Mike, you live out in the country, don't you? When you say you don't have a fence or a gate? But no, Jerry, that should make you feel younger. You're only 5 years older than his daughter. Now, if he said you're 5 years older than him, then yeah, I can understand you saying you're old, but I wouldn't say you're old. Mike's younger than I am, so I'm not going to say that. We lost Jack again, so he's walking down the store to pay for his internet, so he's using data, so data could drop out at any time. And Tim, I want to get a discount on travel. Tim?
Boy, they dropped the travel numbers down. They're advertising tickets here online on Facebook from $435 to go to the Philippines.
Well, that's probably have to buy a month or two in advance. And it's going to be restricted. Like you're not going to be able to travel like in December. And maybe again in like April or May, somewhere in there. Because those are the peak August. Those are your peak travel months. But if you're traveling off those off that time, yeah, you're probably going to get some good discounts. Because they want people to travel. And if what they're charging, people aren't traveling that much.
I've never seen Filipino travel that cheap, though. That is. But when you go on their website, they step you right up. They bait you in with like $435, but when you get in there, it's at least $700. Most of them.
Yeah. Well, like I said, now this was many years ago. When I went to China, I had round trip tickets. Now I bought it a few months in advance for $753 round trip.
Well,
that was from Erie, Pennsylvania to Detroit, Michigan, and from Detroit to Beijing and back.
These are round trip
I
tickets.
called the airlines and asked if I had bought the tickets a week out. Hey, advisor, how you doing, advisor? Asked the airlines what it would cost me, and it was almost $4,000 for round trip at that time. So the farther out you can buy it, the cheaper you can get.
Oh yeah, that's always been that way.
Yeah. And
$435 though round trip.
These are channels here, and I don't know if Dan knows advisor or not, but she's in the channel now. And Dan, you're on mute, so you can't say anything.
How do you say that? Is it advisor or?
I would say advisor
or channel?
advisor. AIVSOR.
Avsor?
Avsor or advisor. Could be Avsor. We need to get somebody that knows how to pronounce it to tell us. Come up here and tell us. Now, Jerry said in 2018 he paid. Now, Jerry, was that round trip or just one way? He said $550 in 2018.
That had to be China Airlines.
Singapore Airlines.
Yeah, I was
Singapore,
going to say Singapore
that's
is
a
the
good
cheapest.
deal for Singapore.
Singapore
Hey,
is
Matt.
always the cheapest. What? I think we lost you, huh?
No, I said he said sing back.
Oh,
Now, Advisor, however, tell Mike to come up and tell us how to pronounce the name. I
We're
wish he would come up.
$750 a ticket on Starlux through Booking.com. That's where we ended up, and that's going Cebu to Taipei. Going is I think a 2-hour layover, which is fine, and then coming back is a 4-hour layover, LAX to Taipei to Cebu.
Well,
So.
I hope when I go, I'm not buying round trip. It depends on when I go.
Well, I think I think you're going to need at least a throwaway ticket.
Yeah, you're going to need a throwaway. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not. There may be when I go, I might have to know I have to come back and get a round trip. But I'm just saying, I hope when I go that I plan on staying, and I'll just get a throwaway ticket. You know, or maybe even a ticket I'll use and go somewhere else for a short period and come back with a throwaway, like buy a round trip for that one. I don't know, but yeah, like I said, if as you all know, I'd like to move over there if I can.
everybody's telling me skip through Incheon to go.
Well, they say the Korean Air or the Korean airport there is a really nice airport to be laid over in. They got places where you can actually go lay down. They got places where you can go take a shower. If you got a nice layover, you can go take a shower, get all cleaned up without having to get a room. You don't have to leave the airport for that.
You can get a closet. It looks like it has a bed in it and a bathroom, has a toilet and a shower. And you just roll your luggage in, lock the door. You can lay down and use the facilities. Freshen up.
And Mike says any airline with China in the name is cheaper. And Jerry, you're right. Cebu will always remind me of Chris. I used to follow Rod from Amazing Philippines, but I'm following too many people, so I dropped Rod only because a lot of his videos are very long, and I was getting too far behind on his, so I just dropped him. I did the same thing with Makati Maz. His videos are averaging over 20 minutes, and it's just him driving around on a motorcycle now, and so it's not something that, it's nice seeing. But he's always driving around Manila, different areas. But it's like, well, I'm not that interested in that, so I dropped Makati. I like the guy, but it was just too much. He's doing like 3, 4, 5 a week, over 20 minutes. That he's going out driving, riding his bike, and it's just like that's more than I want to spend time to watch. Most of y'all know that if I support somebody, I try to support them, watch their videos, and see what's going on, but I can't always do it. And sometimes it takes me a while to catch back up. So I try to do it. Tim says he likes the Incheon airport. Incheon.
There you go.
And
Christian Cebu's vaporized. He's nowhere to be found.
Jerry goes, Makati Maz started making long videos. He loves BGC. He goes, I prefer the province. The province is not for me, Jerry. I like the province. It's a good place, I think, to take a vacation to. Not a place to take a vacation from. For me, I prefer some place like Cebu, Dumaguete. I could even take Manila. Manila's bigger than I want, so it'd have to be one of the smaller cities that make up Manila. But I don't think I would do it. I think my rent would eat up too much of my budget. And but Cebu and Dumaguete, Iloilo, some of those places, I don't think the rent would kill my budget as much, and that's something we have to look at. We got to look at your budget. You got to be realistic, and you also, I believe in what Steven says from Philippine Info Channel. You got your budget. Now I separate it, but when you look at the money you're coming in, you got to have the money that you're saving every month. Now that's not my budget to me. He considers that part of your budget. My budget is what's left over after I take out my savings. That's the way I'll look at it. It's going to be all right. That's not my money, and I'll probably end up putting it in. I have 2 bank accounts. I'll probably keep 2, although I may drop one of them that I got. And one of them will have what I will consider my emergency money. That's where my money that I'm saving will go into. And then the other one will be my budget money. So whether I save $100 a month or $700 a month, it doesn't matter. That'll go into one account, and the other money will go in the other account. And then if I have to get into that, I'll get into it. But it's money I really don't want to touch unless it's an emergency. Now, naturally, they're gonna when I first go, my one account that's going to be my main account will have to have more money in it than what I will figure is my budget, monthly budget. Because Dan will tell you got to pay your rent, you got to pay your security deposit, and that could be 3 months rent total. Your rent plus your security deposit, and then you got to have money in case you need some other things. Like Dan says, he likes drip coffee. Well, so do I, and I'll probably buy a coffee pot or maybe a Keurig pot where you can do it by the pot.
We got a Mr. Coffee at the house, but I didn't want to buy one for here because we're going to be, we might be moving out of here. I'm not sure exactly what's going to be happening. I don't want to carry a whole bunch of junk everywhere.
I'm going to tell you, being perfectly honest about it, until I decide where I want to live.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy a whole lot. I might buy a coffee pot, but it'll be something like, all right, it's not real expensive. I'll leave it.
Yeah.
That can stay. But if I buy something like a TV, it's going to be where I'm staying. I mean, I'm not going to buy a 50-inch screen TV or a
it's interesting. They provide all that stuff for you here.
But usually it's a smaller screen TV. I'm just saying that's going to be good.
Yeah.
That'll be good enough till I decide I want to stay there. And if it's big enough, it'll be good enough.
Now Tobias got my attention. He says he's paying $500 a month in the high-rise building in IT Park. I mean, I got to check that out. That catches my attention for sure.
Hello, every man repeats the story. Welcome, sir. But yeah, like I said, those are things that, like I said, I understand. I understood about the rent and the deposit because here in the States you got to have usually first and a deposit, and which is equal to a month's rent usually.
Well, it's usually first, last, and down deposits.
Yeah, no. What I paid is my first month and a down payment, which is a little over. My deposit was like equal to a 1 month's rent, and that you'll get that back at if there's nothing wrong with your apartment when you move out at the end of your contract.
Yeah, well, they're going away pretty fast here in Cebu. The jeepneys. They were making a comment about Jeeps, and I got to tell you, they're disappearing. They're disappearing really, really fast in favor of those white buses that they're driving around. They have the city logo on them. I think maybe I ought to do a video on that. That might be a good thing to do.
Yeah. And Mike says Cebu is good to live, cheaper than Manila, even cheaper in Dumaguete. I live 2 hours away from Dumaguete. Like I said, Dumaguete is a place I'd be willing to live. They have plenty of Western amenities that I'm going to be honest, I would like some of that. I don't want it all the time, but I want a good place to have a hamburger. I want a good place to have a cup of coffee and talk with people. And you got that in Cebu. You got that in Dumaguete. I want to gut hospitals. You got that in Cebu, and you got the Silman Hospital, and you got the doctors, Ace Doctors Hospital, whatever they call it there in Dumaguete. They're both supposed to be pretty good. But that's why
I'll
I
tell
don't
you
want
what's
the
it.
province.
What has caught my attention though, Larry, it's kind of interesting. But so we live in an area. Obviously, foreigners are all over the place, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
back in the olden days, when I first started traveling here, there weren't that many foreigners, and so you would see someone from, across the street or whatever. You would make your way across the street, introduce yourself to them like that. Stuff like that does not happen anymore. They pretty much everybody ignores everybody because it's just like they're everywhere. You know what I mean? It's not unusual. It's not a rarity.
well, like I said, I mean, I can understand not crossing the street to introduce yourself to somebody.
Yeah.
I really can. But I think you might still say hi or introduce yourself in a coffee shop where you're just having coffee. There's places that we go and have coffee, maybe breakfast or something. But
I've had one or two
I'm not saying
people
you're going to sit down and
smile.
talk with each other, but you'd say hi to each other.
Yeah. Well, I've had one or two people smile, and that's about all I get. Like, hey, brother, the brethren,
Yeah.
the brethren, the brotherhood.
I know they won't do this in the Philippines, and because there's just too many of them. But
Early sentence here.
There's that motorcycle wave, if you know what I'm talking about. A motorcycle wave is you actually lower one hand, your left hand, you lower it down, not up. You lower it down and just palm out towards the other guy. That's waving hi to each other.
I didn't know anybody did that anymore.
Huh? I
I didn't
see
realize people still did that.
you still see it, especially with the older bikers, the older guys riding bikes. You don't see it so much with the young guys. They seem to be getting away from it, but I still see the guys going down the road and they're going opposite directions. You'll see one plop his hand down and the other one will do it too. When I was riding, everybody was still doing it, but it's been a few
What
years
is it?
since I rode.
Every man? What's going on with every man? I haven't been following.
Every man had a motorcycle wreck. And got
Oh, he
pretty
did.
good. Yeah.
Ah,
So that's,
I did
hey,
not
Gurley,
know
how
that.
you doing? Gurley seen
I
us
did
here.
not know.
Well, I'll tell you,
So, did he get seriously injured? Did he get hurt? Really
he
hurt?
got hurt. He got hurt pretty good, I guess, from what I heard.
Break
and,
things.
And every man says he does the bike wave. Like I said, the older guys, and when I say older, I'm saying Jerry's age, that young. The older guys all still do the wave, from what I understand, from what I see.
Harleys are
Well,
getting
you're the-
really cheap here.
You're the oddity, huh, Mike? You're the odd one in your town, huh?
Mike's the odd one, the only white guy in his town.
Harleys
See, that's the kind of
used to
town
be
Jerry wants to
$3,000
be
and
in.
up.
Oh,
What's
by
that
the
down
way,
there,
there aren't a hell of a ton of Americans like you. I mean, some people think that that a lot of the foreigners are Americans here. They're not. I don't know where they rank. In terms of
French, Germans, Aussies, Koreans. Who else?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different
The white
folks
ones
here.
are mostly
It's a melting pot.
European,
It's a melting pot.
Australia, Canada. Probably the most are from America and Canada, with Australia may be the most.
I mean, Australia is only a 4-hour flight from here, or
that's what I'm
something
saying.
like
So
that.
they might be the most of the Caucasians.
6-hour flight, maybe.
Probably it's a lot shorter flight. You also got New Zealand, but I think the more would be from Australia than New Zealand because it's not that big.
Oh, I had somebody suggest how to bring somebody in from the Philippines the other day.
Oh yeah, what's that?
You fly them into Guam, and you stay for 6 months, and you get citizenship in Guam, and then they can come right into the United States.
Well, check
what
on that. Don't assume that. 'Cause
Yeah,
she may
that
not
sounds
be
like
able
a
to get
great
there.
idea. You know what the only problem that I see with that idea, though?
What?
Even if it's so, and you can do it the way that it's very, very expensive to live in Guam. I
Oh,
mean,
sure.
yeah, it's very expensive. I mean, it's more expensive than New York City, for crying out loud. See, because
Well,
I looked at it, man, you know, it would be cool to just head over to Guam once or twice a year, and then I could not afford to stay in the in I couldn't afford to stay in the hotel there. It was so expensive. Couldn't afford to stay in an Airbnb. I couldn't even afford to fly there. I mean, they go there 3 times a week from Manila, and the flight is just like going back to the United States. Why would you go to Guam other than if you were trying to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, which I think is pretty good, a pretty good approach.
Well,
But
also, if you can get
geez,
them into
man,
Canada, they can get. Mike can tell you, I think they can get into Canada easier than they can get into the states. But I don't know how quick it'd be citizenship.
I think a lot of people are making their way from South America to the United States through the Mexican border. I think a lot of people are coming in that way.
well, you could come in that way, but you don't have all the paperwork to allow you to get in.
Yeah.
You're not as legal as if you have Guam citizenship.
No, I like the Guam thing. The Guam thing sounds like an excellent approach, but the only problem
like
is,
you
man.
said, you better have a better place to stay than a hotel, or you'll never afford it.
Yeah, you have to be roommate with some. Even the roommate situation, they wanted $1,000 a month for a room, you know, and
All
I
right,
just
guys,
couldn't
carry
go.
on for a minute. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee.
Well,
Oh,
some countries, Dan, you might be able to fly into Guam and have citizenship waiting for you in advance. There's countries out there that you can do that too. You can apply for citizenship and then fly in and pick it up when it's ready. And once you're a
yeah,
Guam citizen, then
I'm
you can
sure that
jump into the
I'm
United
sure programs exist. I think they require help. You know, you need help. There's got to be somebody, you know, like an agency or somebody that you have to employ in order to get it done. But no, I'm impressed with that idea. You
I
know?
thought it was a unique idea.
Yeah, except that I know how much it costs to live in Guam, and even if you're roommating with someone, of course you could. I'm just thinking that maybe how would you if you fly to Guam though? How do you get through immigration here in the Philippines? That's my question. How
Well,
would you get through immigration? Huh?
you get your visa and you get like you're going to Guam for what?
Yeah, but getting a visa is like pulling teeth around here, you know, for a Filipino.
Probably more
Sim-
like pulling your own teeth.
Yeah, it's
How
damn near
simple it is.
impossible.
Yeah,
Damn near impossible.
but
And then once you get it, they could still offload you.
yeah.
You know, that's the problem. You could have the visa in hand, all the documentation, and then they could offload they could say, no, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't. Do they do that a lot in the Philippines? I've seen they can do that.
Hell yeah,
they
they
do it
do.
occasionally, but not. I won't say they do it a lot, but they do it.
They do it a lot. Let me tell you,
yeah.
if someone's telling you they're not, they do.
Like I said, I knew they did it. I didn't know how much.
Go to the airport, you'll see gals with more tears coming down streaming down their face when they get called over to the special desk, and they start hammering them with questions. Let's see your bank account statement. What do you do for a living? How do we know that you're going to return? Blah 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 blah. It just goes on and on and on and on.
Now I know you talked about you've seen Mel Jean's channel. I think she got offloaded one time. She talked about that.
Yeah, but you know, once you start getting the beautiful thing, of course, the other side of that is once you start proving that you're going to return, and the proof is in those passport stamps.
Yeah.
Then you start making your way. It becomes pretty routine. In other words, they still go through your paperwork to make sure everything's in order, but they're not so inclined to offload you because you already have your departure and return stamps in your passport that
Well,
they
you
can
already
see.
have a history of coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they're looking at.
I think that's what that's what Filipino P was.
Yeah, but I
about,
think that. I think it's a possibility. I'm going to have to look into it myself. I think it's a possibility. I'm interested in that. Huh. I'm interested in learning more about that.
All right. Mike says coming to Canada. Mike says coming to Canada, same as going to the USA visit unless you've already been to Canada on a visa.
Hmm.
Canada's easier for them to come into though than the United States.
But I got someone who
Still
got.
need a
I have
visa,
a
but
friend. Listen, I don't know if I should talk about it, but we do have a friend that got banned from the United States from entry by doing the visit thing on a foreign passport. You know, I mean, it worked a couple times, and then on the third try, it didn't work out so well, and then she ended up having to take a 10-year ban from the United States. Yeah, we're almost through that. I think we're almost through that 10 years though, so she ought to be good to go pretty soon. Anyway, it all worked out, even though she was banned from the States for 10 years for entry. You know, she was a Filipina traveling on a foreign passport, is what it was.
Now,
And so I don't know exactly how that worked, but
every man, remember now, you're Caucasian. A Filipino or a Filipina would probably be asked for a passport in Guam.
yeah,
You know, Guam is considered
a USA protectorate.
Yeah, just like Puerto Rico. Now the difference is if Guam could, they would become a state in a heartbeat, whereas if Puerto Rico wants to stay like they are.
Nah, Puerto Rico wants to become a state too because they want voting rights.
Only some. They have the right to become a state, and they turn it down every time. Whenever they have a vote on whether to become state or retain what they have, the electoral, the people that vote in Puerto Rico has always voted to stay the way they are. Now, it's gotten closer to being passed to try to become a state, but it's not passed yet. It never has passed. Like I said, in Guam, it would pass for the first time.
Every man, are we talking cruise ship arrivals? Are we talking cruise ship arrivals? They don't ask you for a passport. You know how Mike was saying on one of the previous lives, Larry, he was saying that they board cargo ships prior to them hitting the port, and they check documentation before the ship even hits the port. Yeah,
Dan, I lived on the Delaware River.
Yeah,
and they used to bring the boats in every Tuesday through Thursday.
Yeah,
from South America, the banana boats, so to speak. And you had Homeland Security, Coast Guard helicopters, Coast Guard pilot boats. I mean, the river turned into you thought it was an invading Navy coming through. There was just everything, everywhere to go to the port of Wilmington to drop off produce.
Now, if I'm reading what Mike is saying correctly, he's saying it's actually harder to go into Canada than the U.S.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
Well, coming over the border, I know that, I mean, to be true, just if you want to visit, they practically strip search you going over the goddamn border. That's why I stay out of Canada. It's easier to go. If I'm in California and I get itchy, if I'm on the West Coast and I want to go north, I just get rid of that idea out of my head really fast. I just don't want to be violated by going over the Canadian border.
The best way to avoid that.
I get enough finger tests per year, without having to go over the goddamn Canadian border.
Now, I used to go across the Canadian border, I won't say consistently, but about once a year.
Yeah.
But that's back before they had to have the passport.
We got military ID too.
No. This is not with the military ID. I'm talking about since I moved out here. No military ID. But you didn't have to have a passport until after 9/11. I've been out here since 96.
Well, they're really nuts out here. You go over the Canadian line in a boat.
Yeah, well,
on Lake Erie. They're arresting you and fining you like $3,000.
Like I said, yes, I'm talking.
Yeah, I believe it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You better have your ducks in a row.
They're taking you into a Canadian port. You can be there up to 72 hours, and they can demand the money to release you.
Well, I'm just saying this is back before. I'm talking about driving
He
across
says,
the
why do I
Rainbow
why do I have to
Bridge or the
cross
Peace
over the Rio
Bridge.
Grande? I just cross over wherever there's a border crossing.
But I'm
They're
just
not
saying, no,
trying to
this is
keep
back before
Americans out of
9/11.
Mexico.
Well,
It
you know
was
what's
fairly
funny?
easy to cross both ways. They would
The
ask you, they'd stop and
Mexicans,
ask you questions, but they never hassled you.
the Mexicans fly into Philadelphia Airport and airports of New York every day, and it's
Mhm.
easier to swimming across the Rio Grande. You just got to be able to afford to fly.
But like I said, if you really want to avoid a lot of hassle with the Canadian border, leave your car on the American side and walk across.
Yeah, that's what I do. Hey, you know something? Mac Days reminded me of something when he talked about flying. So during the global calamity, if you wanted to get over to the Philippines, one of the ways that you could do it without all the headache is you go across the border into the international airport at Tijuana, and then you're flying. I can't remember if you fly to a maybe it's, I can't remember what country, Ecuador, Sao Paulo, Brazil. I can't remember. But anyway, you have to fly to another city to get the plane to fly over to the Philippines without all the damn restrictions. So at one time, I was looking at doing that, and so you couldn't get out of LAX to save your life, but you could go over the border, and you could fly out of Tijuana and make your way south, and then head over and come back over Hawaii again the same way into Southeast Asia. So I almost did it. I almost did it 1 year, but I ended up waiting.
Well, you know, certain countries you can fly in and buy citizenship.
Yeah,
They literally sell it,
yeah,
and that's like South America, like Belize.
yeah. That's right. That's right.
You know, you
There's
can buy
something like
citizenship.
14 countries that offer up that kind of deal.
Well, yeah, there's especially in South America, they got a lot of countries that's real easy to retire to.
Yeah,
They
really.
even require less money than the Philippines.
Well,
Oh
4 years,
yeah, I mean,
So that you can own property.
like 4 year citizenship in Belize is like $2,000 or something.
Well, that's not cheap.
That's $500 a year. That's pretty reasonable.
That's you're
you know,
paying less
but
than
the
that in the Philippines.
thing is, you know, the
You're
Philippines is
not a
not
citizen though.
obviously the Philippines is not the cheapest country in the world to live in, and it's not getting cheaper on a daily basis. I can tell you that.
Well, what I'm saying is, Mac Daddy, it's only good for 4 years. Then you got to pay them another $2,000. Well, I can stay in the Philippines for
I don't
free
know
for
what
less money. Leave,
I don't know what
come
the
back. And,
renewal is.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I could get an SRRV, which depending on how long you live, how much it costs you. Now you're right. I'm still not a citizen, but I don't ever have to leave, and I can leave and come back as much as I want. Either way.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about actual citizenship as opposed to
But see, I don't know. I don't know what the citizenship would do to my Social Security.
nothing. You have a dual citizenship.
Well, that's cool, but there's a couple places in South America I would maybe think about, but that's only if something happened and I couldn't do the Philippines. Philippines is my first choice.
Well, the Belize is very desirable.
Well, there's Belize. There's a couple other countries that are nice in the South America. They got great weather. There's places in South America you won't have to do any conversion of your money because they use American money. That is their money. That's
Right.
the country currency. See, there's no conversion. You know, you don't think, well, their dollar is how much to our dollar. So we got.
Well, that's what made
Speaking of
St.
the
Thomas
devil,
convenient.
yeah. Well, like I said, the Panama Retro's having. There he is. Hey, Retro. Back from the past, huh?
I'm sorry.
Or he's
what?
returned from the future.
No, he returned from the past. He went back.
That's
to
right.
The past. Now he's back.
Did you get a Pee Wee Herman doll? Do you have a Pee Wee Herman doll, Retro?
Why? 'Cause he died? I heard about that.
Yeah,
Did
he
he die?
died.
I didn't hear he
Yeah.
died.
No, but I got one of these.
Oh, that is cool. You need to do a video just using that thing right there. Oh,
Two of them. A little one, a big one. I
mm.
call this one the fucking miniature.
LV.
LV,
How you doing, LV?
LV.
I call this one the fucking miniature. I call this one the fucking deluxe.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah,
That's
buddy.
what I'm talking about.
That's
Hey,
right,
good
Mike.
news, guys.
Hyder, you're not. You're Aswell. Aswell. However you pronounce
Good
it.
news. I got good news. This camera I got is now in working condition.
All right.
So now I can go recording places in thrift stores while I thrift.
There you go.
Yeah, brothers.
Ugh.
Yo,
Do you have an old He-Man doll? Do you have an old He-Man doll from?
no, but I know
70s?
someone. I know a guy.
Yeah, but
Really?
Stretch Armstrong, that was my
I-
favorite dial.
Guys, I know a guy that lives right across the street. This guy's got a man cave for retro nostalgia heaven. He's got 7 arcade 1-ups. He's got a load of collection of He-Man dolls. He's got a collection of old handhelds, some of which I've sold him. He's got old consoles, some of which I sold him. He's got games, some of which I sold him. Yeah, this guy's got nostalgia, man. He tops me. But then again, he's older. But then
I
again, he's
got a
older.
man
than-
cave trophy available.
You know how you were talking about dual citizenship. Mike says a foreigner cannot have dual citizenship in the Philippines. You have to give up American citizenship. Now
There
I
you
know
go.
the Filipino,
I'm sorry, what?
the Filipino or Filipina who has American citizenship can go back to the Philippines and keep their American citizenship and have dual citizenship. But you're saying if
Yeah, I
I
got-
go over there to get a citizenship, I have to give mine up. Can I come back to the States, reclaim it, and then have dual citizenship like they can?
Too much hassle.
Ah, yes. Mr. Spaceman.
Is that Funko Pop? Is that Funko Pop?
This I need to get a little bit more mileage out of this thing because it cost me $6. So
Mac
this
Daddy
thing's a
and
squishy
Creepin'
doll. When we
Collection.
used it, what you could do is what ended up happening is it
Oh God, I didn't even notice that.
yeah, and so what you do is you just got to throw them against the wall, and then it becomes like a pancake. See. So, Man Minnie and I, we've got an idea for another video. Maybe we can get a 1K views if we do it right, and we put the right music behind it. But
By the way, guys, I got loads of shorts and record videos being uploaded and already posted as we speak.
yeah,
So if you want to see some retro nostalgia along with some camera footage, please come check me out. If
I got
that's
a- I still got the 1929 Honus Wagner baseball available.
Baseball?
Yeah,
Or
I got a
baseball
baseball
card?
signed by Honus Wagner when he was the manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates from 1929 with all the teammate signatures on it.
that can
Nice.
become a baseball. This thing can be a baseball. You can definitely hit it with a bat.
Come on. Come
You
on, Dan. You don't want to hurt the poor little fella.
You get the wiffle
Well-
bat out. Get the wiffle bat.
You know, I'm afraid that the next video we have in mind for this guy is not going to be pleasant.
Oh, no.
Oh
Excuse me.
no,
Jim, I think you would. I think if you gave up your U.S. citizenship, you would lose your Social Security benefits.
Can I just say something?
I'm just guessing, but I believe that would be correct.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Dan,
Mhm.
for your little alien buddy, the poor
Mhm.
bastard, he's gonna be hurt.
Yeah, but
Alright,
no,
go
but,
ahead,
but
Dan.
Like I
you
said,
can
get
fix
the
him.
wiffle
He
bat.
goes back into shape. So if you smash him, he actually can be. You just play with him a little bit, gently squeeze him, and then he goes right back into his original shape.
I got
It's
one
gotta
of
give
them
him
in
a
my
headache.
Get the
Oh.
wiffle bat out. Let's go. Let's go play some wiffle ball. And we'll use it as a
Exactly.
ball.
Oh no! I'm a
Oh,
baseball.
by the way,
I'm a
guys,
baseball alien.
retro,
Well, I
retro.
wanted to show you guys something, but I
Hang on a
can't
minute,
remember where I
Retro.
put it.
Hold on.
You know?
Mike from Canada, Mike married to a beautiful woman, says he has 20 GI Joe dolls in boxes.
Whoa.
Nice.
I
Nice.
thought you might like that. I thought you might like that.
Yeah, you know what my
Oh.
mother got me for my for just a random present? It wasn't even a holiday or anything. She got me a G.I. Joe Kent doll. A crossover toy. I'm like, oh, Mom, I'm going to have a fit. Because Mom wanted me to play dolls with my sister. I said, all right, I got a present for you. I walked up to my sister behind my mother's back. I said, here, Merry Christmas. gave her my G.I. Joe Kent doll and went to the store up the street and bought an actual G.I. Joe.
There you go.
Yeah.
I
Maz,
used to have
what
those,
did
you remember those little green
Army Men?
soldiers?
Army Men? Yeah.
I don't have any of those left, but I used to have some. Of
We
those.
had the jumbo size
Well,
ones.
I had the
maybe.
little ones.
We had the jumbo size ones. We even had versions of them that were the Army Men, the green ones,
Yeah.
the cop ones, the SWAT and cop ones that were the blue ones, and the red ones, which were the firemen.
Yeah. Well, they didn't
Same.
have those when I was a kid, Retro. You had the little
Yeah.
army guys.
Let me ask you something there, Larry. Did you have Lincoln Logs?
Yeah.
I
We
We had
couldn't
Lincoln Logs. We invented Lincoln Logs.
I
That was the
couldn't have
original. That was the
Mama.
original toy. The first toy we got for Christmas under the tree was the Lincoln Logs.
Yeah, my mother said when I was a kid I couldn't have Lincoln Logs. I always shoot on them. I had Pica as a kid.
I had the red bricks that were the forerunner to the Legos that you build houses out of.
Yeah.
So Duplos.
I forget what they were calling them. I think it was Brick Mania.
Oh, you mean Mega Blocks?
No,
No, it was before.
No?
It was before Legos. It was
it
long.
was before
long time
all
ago.
that. It was like
Really?
these little blocks that looked like bricks, like 2 or 3 like
Oh.
courses of bricks,
Huh.
like rows of bricks, and you just build houses with them. They had doorways and windows you could put in, and it took forever.
Oh, I know
But
what
they
you're
were
talking about.
before
I used to
Legos.
get those when I was a kid.
And Dan, Mike wants you to check and see if there's Lincoln Logs.
Because
Lincoln
Legos
Logs.
are really like
Not Lincoln Logs. Excuse me. Pickleball in the Philippines. Is there a pickleball?
Okay.
Hey, Jackie boy!
I have seen Legos and all kind of stuff and Jinka and all kinds of stuff at the
Mike,
Toys
you
R
guys
Us.
Dan.
that bull.
Dan,
Yeah.
Dan,
That's where you're wrong, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Even they're not dumb enough to do that.
Dan, I got something to tell you, buddy.
Might be a
What-
cut.
what
But they're
happened?
not dumb enough to get rid of it.
Since you said Dan, since you said Legos, I'm gonna say it. Lego my ego.
Lego my ego. Lego my ego. They used to have engineer. You know, it was fat. Do you remember erector sets?
oh yeah.
I don't think I do.
Man, we used to build hella stuff with erector sets. How come I don't see those around anymore? The little
I
parts.
mean, we used to have creator
They
sets when I was a kid.
Connect.
So. We used to have
Connect
creator
is the big one. They're all plastic.
We used to have creator sets on Legos when I was a kid. I got a funny story for it. Christmas 2000, I think 8 or 9. I woke up on Christmas morning. I saw the they didn't even get done wrapping them, and there were 3 creator sets just sitting there. I says, I'm gonna build those. Mom and Grandma probably ain't gonna like it, but I'm gonna build them right now. So I took them out, and Mom and Grandma. Grandma's asleep on the couch. Mom was asleep in the car. They had no idea I was right there building the Legos. By the time they woke up, I was already done with all of them, all 3.
Hey, my brother built a nuclear power plant using Legos.
Oh boy!
You know, you can
Cooling tower and
Susie
everything.
Homemaker,
Chernobyl.
what was that? A baking
Oh,
oven?
that's hella
You can actually bake stuff with that?
I mean, no comment. I'm just gonna plead the fifth on that
I
one.
remember now, I have 4
That's
sisters,
all.
guys.
Hey, Lee,
I'm
that's
just
how
gonna
long
plead
it
the
took
fifth
me to
on
get
that
my
one.
internet Turn back on.
I'm just gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Like I said, I got
With the
4
sons and
sisters. I
different
know a lot of
stores,
stuff I
right?
shouldn't know.
Try to deposit Gcash.
I'm sorry, what?
Close.
Oh, what about Gcash? I wasn't listening.
I had to load my account so I can get my internet back on my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It took so long, and they don't have the unlimited for a month, so I had no choice to get the 30 gigabytes for $3.99.
Now, when will they? When or do you have to go somewhere else to get the unlimited? Will they have it later or?
They'll put the unlimited data out like randomly throughout the month, but I
You just
have
gotta
to
check
keep
every so
watching
often.
and catch it. Yep.
So you can't just go to an office that provides internet and just get it.
Nope.
That
Mine's a little
sucks.
different. Mine's a little different.
Give me a sec, guys. I have to grab a cold one out of the fridge. It's my caffeinated drink. I'm gonna be pulling an all-nighter tonight.
I need to get a cold one.
Mine's a hot one. I'm sitting there drinking coffee. Well, like I said, working this shift here, I can drink coffee this time of night because I won't go to bed till well after midnight anyway.
I need to get a refill.
It's my first cup of coffee today. Now, Dan, is that other coffee that you've been bragging about keeping you awake when you drink it? in
Oh
the
man,
morning?
I'm buzzing right now.
Okay, that's good.
I'm buzzing. That's incredible coffee. You know, I had trouble getting to sleep last night, and I stopped drinking coffee right about this
I need a
time.
bowl of cereal. That's fine.
This here was my last cup of the day. What time is it? It's 8:30 in the
Oh,
morning.
not quite
Well,
8:30. Not quite 8:30.
I'll probably still have a buzz by the time it's bedtime.
Now, that's some good coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike. They used to put out some dangerous stuff, man. Mike says, remember the chemical science kits from the 60s? It had uranium in the kit.
Oh yeah.
What?
Chemical
They
kit.
did? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Like I said, they used to put out some dangerous stuff.
Gotta be able to hear you guys. Behold,
Go 3D. Or is that 30?
it's 3D Alpha Land lemonade energy drink. It's caffeinated lemonade. It's good for me too. It has antioxidants in it.
I just drink my coffee, man.
Well, I've been so used to coffee, I've gained a tolerance to it to where I can't just have coffee. I have to have something with a little kick once in a while.
I only drink, well, on the days I work, when I go into work, I take in 34 ounces of coffee.
Do you ever do the energy shots at least?
Nope.
All right. Fair
I don't
enough.
enjoy them. I
Don't enjoy
enjoy
'em.
my coffee.
Yeah, coffee's got good taste. I got some blueberry coffee from New England Coffee in the tin.
Yeah. And Mike says, Red Horse, Jack.
You know what it is?
You know what it is.
See, I would be Sam McGill painted label. That would be me.
I don't drink beer, sorry. Hold on, guys. I'm pour myself a bowl of cereal because guess what? It's Saturday. You know what that
Yeah.
means?
Well, it's
No,
Sunday
but-
in the Philippines.
Oh, well, here it's Saturday.
Yeah, I know.
And you remember the tradition? Saturday morning cartoons and cereal, boy.
Yeah, but it's not Saturday morning.
Well, I already did a cereal bowl chat, and you know, when I was a kid, or at least when I was a teenager, after Saturday morning cartoons, when we got home on a weekend night, it was Saturday night cartoons, Saturday Night Live.
Not when I was a kid.
Yeah, well, I'm a '90s baby with a early 2000s boy features.
I'm from the 50s. We had cartoons in the morning. We had cartoons.
Yeah, I know.
we-
I know.
we had- Now, here's a show some of you guys might not know, and some of you may. Captain
I-
Kangaroo.
I know that
Yeah,
one. I
That
already
was
know
fun
that
in
one.
Philadelphia.
I already know that one.
That was my favorite show before I started school.
Hold on, let me go with the milk.
I hated going to school. I hated going to school because I had to miss Captain Kangaroo.
We had Sally Starr in Philly.
Hey, Monroe, come on up, Monroe.
And Gene London. How can you forget him?
Don't
With the
remember Howdy
Cartoon
Doody?
Corner General Store.
Howdy Doody?
Yeah, well, hey, Gene London with the Cartoon Corner General Store is what they based Mr. Hooper's store on Sesame Street from. Did you know that one?
Yeah, but now, who was the clown on Howdy Doody? Clarabelle.
That was Bob Keachin.
Who
Or no,
played?
Willard Scott.
It was
Willard
Bob
Scott.
No, it was Bob Keachin.
Oh, okay.
And what other part did he play? I've already mentioned that. Bob Keachin was Captain Kangaroo.
Right. We had Captain Noah in Philly. Chief Halftown, the Indian. Al Albert Showcases. Larry Ferrari.
Well, we used to have. Now this is in the late '70s and early '80s. They had a afternoon cartoons like Rachel was talking about for the kids after school.
Yeah, we had them on Channel
It
17.
was
and
Captain
29.
Jack. He had a sea lion cartoon, and this is back when Larry Bird was playing college ball in Terre Haute. And Larry Bird and a lot of his teammates would be on Captain Jack's cartoon show. They would go in and sit down and watch cartoons and color books for the kids, and just
Did you say coloring book?
yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, Mr. Green Jeans. I like Mr. Green Jeans. Don't forget the Dancing Bear, Mr. Bunny, Grandfather Clock, which is where Captain Kangaroo went and got his newspaper every day. It was from Grandfather Clock. Yeah, like I said, this is back before I started kindergarten. I hated going to school because I had to miss Captain Kangaroo during the school year, and that was my favorite show. Yeah, and I had a buddy of mine, my next
Do you
door
know who
neighbor.
TV's oldest gay couple is?
No, who?
Ernie and Bert.
I wouldn't doubt it, but I want to assign that. I want to assign genders to them.
And the first
Yeah, Bozo the
TV
Clown. I
couple-
remember Bozo the Clown.
The first, we had him in Philly. The first TV couple to sleep in the same bed.
But Bozo the Clown, we got him out of Chicago. We used to get with these stronger antennas. You could pick up Chicago and Indianapolis stations in my hometown. We had the directional TV antenna, which it was powered.
What? I got one for
You
you.
had this dial that you could dial the antenna. It would turn in a certain direction, so you picked.
Yeah, the
direction you
antenna
wanted.
rotor.
Yeah, add the motor, and you can turn it.
I got
were
one
able to
for
pick
you,
up
Lyle.
other stations. We got them out of Champaign, Illinois, and Chicago, and
What was the first city in the world to have cable TV?
I have no clue.
Mahanoy City, Pennsylvania, with Cablevision. They put a antenna in a farmer's field and sold the signal to the people in Mahanoy City so they could get New York TV stations in the mountains.
You said,
Teletubbies. Is that what that is? Teletubbies?
yep, coloring book.
Hey, did you ever hear of the Molly Maguires?
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard them.
They're
in
from
the wild.
Mahanoy City, and Lehighton Jail is where they hung them.
This coloring book is from 1998, the year I was born. That's why it's special to me.
And Tim says the Flintstones were the first to sleep in the same bed.
First TV. Actually, it was the Brady Bunch, I thought.
No, the Flintstones were around a lot longer than the Brady Bunch. And now in Canada, Mike says in Canada, we had the Friendly Giant, Mr. Dress Up.
Behold, milk.
Yeah.
Glass jar. I tried to make it so it's like those old days where they brought the milk in glass bottles.
But we had David Ogden Stiers on HR Puffin Stuff. You know what HR Puffin Stuff was?
Yes.
Marijuana. hemp-related puffin stuff.
Can do a little bit, can't do enough.
I know what
Yep.
H&,
But,
I can't pronounce the name, but puffin stuff. Yes, I know what that is. My mother introduced me to that.
Hey, Mike.
Detroit. Mike says we used to watch TV from Detroit.
Oh, my damn knee bent it the wrong way.
Oh, like I said, I used to love those old shows. I can remember when it was all black and white. There were no color TV.
Oh, yep. I remember
used to
watching
watch-
reruns.
Well, like I said,
I used to watch
up
it
until the
last
60s, up until early 60s, there were no TV shows in color.
Do you remember Puff the
Remember
Magic Dragon,
last-
the original movie?
Not the movie, but I remember the song. Puff the Magic Dragon.
They made a movie. They made a movie, cartoon movie, with Puff the Magic Dragon, Jackie Draper, and Paper, in color, and they had Peter, Paul, and Mary singing. As
that wasn't in
Mary
the 50s.
Mary Travers used to come in a restaurant I worked in all the time for lunch.
Yeah.
She
Like I
lived
said,
in
though, that wasn't in the
Pennsylvania.
50s. One of the first shows in color was one of the
Was?
comedies.
was
Beverly Hillbillies is early.
Beverly Hillbillies are the other one I'm thinking of is Andy Griffith, but I want to say it was Beverly Hillbillies.
I love Andy Griffith. I prefer Matlock though.
Mask was the 70s.
Larry's looking at me like Larry's giving
No,
me
we
that
did the
look
Dick
like.
Van Dyke Show with Mary Tyler Moore and Dick
I was-
Van Dyke.
I was just watching that the other night. Dick Van Dyke Show. I have Pluto TV, so
And therefore, one time it was always tripping over the stool, the footstool.
Yeah.
yes.
And then they started doing it where he'd kind of jump around. He'd start to and he'd jump around it instead.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I love the Dick Van Dyke show. Is he still alive? Dick
I
Van Dyke?
doubt it.
think
He
he
might
is.
be, but he's up there if he is.
May the power of Google be with me. I'm on it.
Listen,
I used to watch Lassie back in the day.
Lassie, yeah. You ever see the show Rin Tin Tin?
Yeah.
that was a forerunner to Lassie.
No, they're about the same
Van
time.
Dyke is.
And how about the Wonderful World of Disney every Sunday at 7
Yeah.
p.m.?
Yeah, used to watch that.
Van Dyke. I'm trying to find his age, but I'm trying to figure it out.
How about Sky King?
That's before me. The original Batman and Robin with the Boy Wonder and his little tights.
Born December.
No, Sky King was about a guy that was a pilot, and he was always going around helping and rescuing people. It was such a popular show that there was a lot of small
Oh my God, he's
airports
got a beard
named
now.
Sky King after that show.
Dick Van Dyke's got a beard now. If he is still alive, anyway.
Yeah, like I said.
Oh my God, he's 97 years old.
Because, I knew he was around my mom's age. My mom's 97.
Oh my God, he's got a beard now too.
Yeah, and
Damn.
his brother is he brother Jerry Van Dyke still alive?
I'm on it. I'm on it. Give me 1 sec. I'll click on it. Give me 1 sec.
Jerry was always good too. You ever see the show Coach?
Nope, he died in 2018.
Okay. You ever see the TV show Coach?
Yeah.
He was one of the supporting cast. He was one of the coaches.
How about Mr. Ed and My Mother the Car?
Oh
I
yeah.
love Mr. Ed, but my mother car I haven't heard of.
Dick Van Dyke
car
with a
used to
beard
talk.
looks like a crazy old homeless dude.
Actually, I got a better description. He looks like Merle Haggard.
Have you seen what Dave Letterman looks like now?
On it. Give me a sec.
Unless he shaved it, he got one heck of a beard. I mean,
Yep,
he
on
was
it.
always clean shaven on his show, but since he I don't
Oh, yeah. He's got a beard.
he
and he's
got a
76
beard,
years old.
man. I mean, he's
He's
got a
a-
beard about like this, about like that. It's white too, or gray.
Yeah, I see it. I'm on the page, Larry.
Oh, I know. I don't have to be on the page. I've seen him in a few things that he's done where You can see he's got that big, thick beard. And,
Well, Letterman's got so much money. Come on.
oh yeah, he's got more money than he
And
needs.
that's true.
Oh, don't shoot the camera. You're gonna knock it
Um,
off.
I'm trying to find something to ricochet. Hold on. Grab where my. Oh, I forgot I threw it over there. Oh no. Oh no, you don't. Oh no. Crap.
Yeah, Big Ben, Flipper. Oh yeah, Flipper. I like Flipper.
And Lassie.
Lassie. Yeah. And I'm trying to think of the one. Lloyd Bridges was, I think, was in it.
Sea Hunt.
Sea Hunt. Yeah, that's it. That's
Pistols
the one.
Pistols at 10 paces.
And Daniel Boone with Fess Parker.
Yeah. And don't forget Cheyenne
Yep.
with Clint Walker. Man, that guy was big.
Larry, look at us.
Here we go, retro.
Pistols at 10
Oh,
paces.
get him!
Premature. I was going to count down to 3. I was going to
You
count it
didn't let
down.
him count. You didn't even let
Dang,
him.
I love that toy.
It's a cap gun. It's an old one. This is the kind
Oh
you
my
put
God,
oil
I
in.
love it.
This is the kind you put oil in. This is an old one.
Oh, yeah.
That is old.
I got it for
I
free.
used to have
Yeah.
trucks to put
Yeah.
oil in when I was a kid. My True Smoke diesel truck. You put oil down the exhaust and it
You
would
didn't let him
smoke.
count. Dude. Well, I got a bad idea.
Hey, Retro, you have any carbide cannons?
what?
Right.
Carbide cannons.
I do not have a cannon at all.
You
the
fill them with water and you put this stuff in called bang sight, which is like crystals that make acetylene. And then you used to hit the button and it would throw a spark and go boom.
Now,
Got the
First of
actual
all,
Mark
that is
said-
the last toy I would ever own because I'm autistic and hate loud noises.
How about stuff from the Johnson and Smith catalog?
What's that? Well, name one thing that's from the Johnson & Smith catalog.
The carbide cannons were in there, all kinds of stuff. All
Well,
the
name
retro
some-
toys. Johnson and
name-
Smith sold all the retro toys that you love. Everything.
Oh my god, how about the arm thingy? The arm thingy. What is it called?
They had
My
everything from rubber chickens
Boy-
to Super
boy,
Bowls.
I could do
Mentioned
it.
some good shows.
How about a
love-
potato gun?
Oh,
You
I
ever-
love potato. I love
You
I
ever-
potato
remember
guns, but I
that.
never owned
Potato
one.
gun.
The little
Never
pistol ones that you stab into a potato and it shoots like a little spud.
I'm a married spud. I'm a married spud. I'm a married spud. So that's from Toy Story.
Mike was saying that David Letterman was in Starland Vocal Band. I don't know about that, but Mike,
Even Lemon
I'll tell you about
looks
David
pretty good
Letterman.
for
He's
his
from
age, though.
Indiana. He went to Ball State University. He helped build a wing for their TV.
People who go to Boston University
Radio.
those are the guys that get rejected by Harvard, right?
Ball State.
Guys,
No,
it's
they don't even apply to. They don't even apply to Harvard.
Guys, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But
See?
anyway, he donated the money to help build this building or wing for the radio and TV audio
How
program.
about the drinking birds? Did you ever have one of them, Larry?
No.
You wet his
Anyway,
head,
he
and
said-
the alcohol goes up him, and then he like bends over and drinks out of the cup of water, stands back up, and does it again every minute or so.
Yeah. But anyway, he had
Oh, yeah.
a sign attached
Sorry,
to the
guys.
building
I
said
can
dedicated
sub
to
it.
all the C students. If you ever watched
Oh,
Letterman a lot at night, when he had those, when you were guessing what the answer would be, it was almost always C. That was because of he was a C student, and he was also
Jackson
a
Sanford, his
weatherman
son.
in Indianapolis, one of
Behold.
the local stations in Indy. That's how he got his start in TV as a local weatherman.
Larry, Dan, did you see my new cereal bowl by any chance?
No.
Or even
No.
Mac Daddy?
No.
No. Well, McDonald's cereal bowl.
And McDonald's cereal spoon, huh? Ronald McDonald's spoon.
Wow.
Hopefully,
I ordered it off of eBay for $20.
hopefully all that retro stuff you're eating and drinking out of are lead free.
I cleaned them.
As long as they're not leaking, and remember the lead is more harmful to young kids than it is to adults.
Yeah.
With the developing bodies and minds, it really because
Do you
oh yeah,
remember?
they used to have lead in paint and they did away with it because the
Oh
paint
yeah,
would chip
Richard
and the
Basehart,
kid.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. That was one of my favorite shows.
You remember back in the day, like around Christmas time, like people would go to like Toys R Us or whatever toy store, but people would buy these lead swab tests to swab the toys first because they're like from like China.
Yeah,
Toys R Us is too Johnny come lately. We're Kitty City generation. Lionel Kitty City with the trains.
I'm
Hey
42,
Retro,
so
you have any Cox cars?
I'm sorry, what's that?
You have any Cox cars or airplanes?
Jack, I'm a Dave Letterman. I'm a Dave Letterman fan.
Cox cars, box cars, or is
No,
it
COX, Cox. Cox cars or Cox airplanes?
I don't think so. I only have something around that era that is a metal Deco Western fan.
These airplanes used to fly with a little hand control on 2 strings. You control handline airplanes. They used to fly on like alcohol gas and a glow plug. You start them up and you fly the plane, or you start them up and run the car.
Did any of you guys ever watch the show Benny Hill?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, he was funny. He was a
How
English
about Uncle
comedian.
Floyd?
I
The
don't remember
Uncle
him.
Floyd show back in the 80s out of North Jersey.
Nope,
I
never
watched
watched
the
it.
reruns.
Oh, that was hilarious, Uncle Floyd.
Yep.
I
Uncle
was into
Floyd
Benny
always
Hill.
had girls with big tits on.
Benny Hill would have girls with the tops off chasing after him.
Oh, yeah.
sometime.
Oh, Sanford and Sons.
Oh, Sanford and Son was real good.
Chico and the Man.
Chico and the Man was a good one.
you
Freddie
big
Prinze.
dummy, you dummy.
Alf, anyone? Alf, anyone?
My favorite Fred Sanford was he used to tell Esther, "Your face, you're so ugly you can stick your face in dough and make gorilla cookies."
Yep.
But
She was
Hey.
an ugly woman though.
Hey, since Dave showed an alien, has anyone here ever seen Alf? ALF?
Oh yeah.
you just watch that all the time.
Oh yeah, that was impressive, futuristic, Mike.
Yeah, well, I liked
Flying
the video game.
submarine.
I liked the video game that they came out with. It was an okay video game, but not really that good. But I liked it.
You mean the
I like the
Melmacian?
jarts, Jack. I like the jarts.
I also
Up in the head.
I also, believe it or not, guys, my mom was into thrifting a lot when I was a kid, even though thrifting wasn't as new as was, you know. So I'm getting hyper because of sugar.
Croquet?
Mama-
Anyone?
Mama-
Croquet?
Yeah. How about club ice skates with the club on them, the ones that you screwed onto your work boots?
Mike, he
Anyone
might have
go
been gay,
roller
but he had a
skating
good
or-
program.
Anyone go roller skating rink with their
Oh
favorite
yeah,
gay friend?
God, they don't even roller skate anymore. I don't know why they gave that up. That used to be so much fun.
They still have
Yeah,
roller
bro,
skating in my hometown.
We have a roller skating rink in Manchester somewhere.
Man, it's not out like it used to be though.
Oh no, it's definitely like it used to be. They still have the place where I used to go skating was called the Wigwam, and it's still open. Now,
We
I
used
don't
to
know
have
if it's open as much
Roller-Rama.
as it used to be. It used to be open every night.
You know what I got for a tape though, guys? I got a new cassette tape. I can't grab it right now because it's so far away. I don't feel like
Does
getting up.
anybody know what the first mall in the United States was?
Okay, now you're just. I don't
The
know, man.
Levittown Shoporama.
Oh yeah.
First out, it was all outdoors between the stores, but done up like an indoor mall. It was very nice.
Now, Mike, I like the show Room 222.
Also, guys, I did a little research on this.
Mod Squad.
This is probably a discontinued Pizza Hut cup.
Okay.
Think about it. Either that, or it's from Dynasty, which is a Chinese restaurant we have here. Which
The
can mean one
penguin
of
sour cream glasses were always good.
And anybody, and this is from Tim. Anybody remember roller derby?
Oh, yeah.
yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Used to like watching
The
that.
roller derby, the LA Thunderbirds. That was Dick Lane. I met Dick Lane.
Yeah.
How
Remember, he
about
used to
World?
come up with those roller derby things. Used to say like, I can't think of one. Somebody remember what he used to say in the roller derby broadcast.
How
That
about
particular guy
Worldwide
that-
Wrestling from
That was Dick
Hamburg,
Lane, right?
Pennsylvania, and
How
Vince
about-
McMahon?
How about
yes.
worldwide sports and the agony of
God damn it.
defeat? And they show that
You
guy
mean
wiping
Wide
out
World
Steve.
of Sports?
Yeah, wide world of sports.
brother. Look what I have on VHS.
I don't know.
Unforgiven. WWF.
Mm.
That's right. I got a bunch of
Well,
VHSs. Man.
Retro, we were the original WWF here in Pennsylvania. They used to come at you from the Hamburg, Pennsylvania Fire Department out
Hey,
in
Joy
Amish
X, how you
country.
doing? Welcome.
Yeah.
That's where it was all invented.
Yeah, I know. I did the research. Graham told me to look it up because she wants me to be educated. Oh God, it's gonna happen, guys. I'm gonna go into cartoon mode. Jack, you might want to inform them, buddy.
Dick Lane
So
did he did the roller
gonna pick
derby announcing on KTLA TV in Los Angeles. In
Yeah,
the
it was
Grand
big
Ole
out there.
Auditorium. Yeah.
Adam,
Um,
well, how about Car 54?
No, but I'm not gonna take us
Oh,
long
yeah.
on talking about
Car 54,
cartoon mode.
Fred Gwynn. Car
Car
54, where are you?
How about the Green
Yeah.
Hornet?
Yeah.
Green
Bruce Lee?
Adam 12. Adam 12 was Marty Milner, I believe.
Marty
Rescue
Milner?
51?
May he rest in peace.
Larry, Mac
Yeah.
Daddy, Dan, I want to let you know ahead of time when I go into cartoon mode, I become very cartoony, loony, and very hyper, in a good way. Very happy.
Yeah.
Were you firing up a bong?
Nope. I'm literally going to cartoon mode.
We might have to go over there.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. I finally found it. Dick Lane came up with the phrase "Whoa, Nelly!
Hello, nice.
Whoa, Nelly! Something exciting happening in the ring or on the track. Whoa,
man.
Nelly!" So I met Dick Lane because he used to live in Anaheim Hills,
Anaheim?
not too far from where I used to own a donut shop, and so I used to see him occasionally.
Hey,
And
guys.
whenever he
One
came
of
in, I'd go, "Whoa, Nelly!"
All right, just to
One
let
of
you
my
know,
packages
Joy
actually
X,
came from Anaheim. One of my
Joy X
packages
is in the chat, and she says hi to everybody.
Hello, Joy. How's it
Joy
said?
X.
Joy X. Hello,
That's
Joy
how I'm
X.
pronouncing it. Joy X. I could be wrong.
How many Slinkies you got, Retro?
Oh, don't remind me. I miss my Slinkies.
Slinky, that's a from Easton, Pennsylvania.
I miss my Slinkies. I used to play with those. I used to make tornadoes out of them just to be they're doing this.
And
I used to
Crayola
do this-
crowns.
I used to do this with them a lot. It was a fidget toy from the early days.
You used to do the rotating hands. Remember that?
Yeah.
I
Press
do
circle,
not.
so you
Hey,
get the other
don't you
hand,
guys
so you
remember Kansas City Bomber with Raquel Welch? You got to remember that.
I remember,
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
remember she was.
I'm too young,
You're talking
probably.
about the movie, Kansas City
The
Bomber?
movie, yeah. Dick
Yeah.
Lane was in that.
I think I'm a little too young for that, Dan.
You got to go retro. You got to go a little bit more retro, bro.
No. No.
Whoa, Nelly!
Let's see, I gotta crack one of these open. It's gonna happen, boys. It's
I
gonna
got a
happen.
question for you, Dan. You ever watch the TV show Psych?
Oh yeah.
Don't remember that.
All right.
Oh, wait.
It was a TV show called Psych. The guy pretends to be a psychic. He's just very observant, figures things out by figuring out the clues real good. He's really good at that. Well, in one of their episodes, they had a roller derby. Girls going around ripping people off, and they put this cop undercover as one of the teammates. And the roller derby made me think of that.
Larry, do you remember the Ugly George show?
No.
Ugly George is on a cable TV show on Chicago TV. He used to
Oh, that
go out
reminds me.
in the late 70s, early 80s and get women to get naked on camera.
Don't remember
And
that.
their big line used to be, "Hey, this could be ugly."
Never heard of that.
I
By the
know.
way, guys, by the way, I got some sad news. Cartoon voice. Got sad news, guys. My miniature TV it broke.
Okay, your old one, the one about 7 inches,
It was 5.
5. I know it was small.
I used to have the original Sony handheld TV.
I had a Casio, but I sold it.
I
The
never had a
Sony
small.
Casio.
I used to
the
have
Casio.
a record player and radio player combination that
Oh,
looked
Sony
looked like a briefcase or a suitcase.
All I have is a Q.
You
And
the speakers-
Mel Blanc used to live down the street from me in Yardley, Pennsylvania.
like I said, the speakers make up one half of the case. You hook it in, and then you can lock it in place and carry it just like a briefcase or a suitcase.
Yeah, I remember that.
I had one of those when I was in the Navy on ship.
I have a Q in my pocket. I don't know why.
Is it edible?
No, it's a magnet.
Okay, well then that's you just meant to put it in your refrigerator and forgot.
Wait,
Hey,
What you gotta
Mike, have fun talking with you, Aswell. How do you
Bye,
pronounce that? Aswell? Your wife?
guys, wait a moment to reflect.
Now Tim says it's not over till the fat
Retro's
lady
crazy.
sings.
You're
Started with
crazy,
Dan
Retro.
Cook, San Antonio sportscaster.
I'm sorry. Do you want some more of that?
You're busting me up.
Cut that off.
Retro's funny as hell. Hey, guys, I gotta go now. I'll talk to you later. It's Dunkin' Donuts time.
Oh, Danny, do you have to go?
I gotta go. It's Dunkin' Donut time.
Well then,
I said
Yeah.
you Dunkin'
have
Donut.
a cinnamon donut for me.
Do you have those?
Dunkin' Donuts got all kinds of donuts.
It's a game of donuts. Donuts.
Retro, you'll never have the original Dunkin' Donuts, man. They were incredible.
What's going on here?
What?
Well, I hit the wrong thing.
I was gonna do the look, but then Larry made himself big. Larry's profile pic.
Oh, my phone's cutting out, gang.
Are you
Oh
telling me you're going
no,
now?
not you too.
Yeah, it's cutting out. I'm gonna fall off here in a little bit.
Okay, then we got the other boys.
Well, at least we got 2 hours so far.
2 hour special. Whoa.
Well, almost 2. We're not quite to 2, but we're almost there. 2 more minutes.
Yeah, you're 2 minutes off.
Smile, you're on candid camera.
Oh, I got a TV show for you. Remember Room 222?
Tim
I
brought that
think
one up
so.
earlier. That was a good show.
Yeah, it was.
Who was that girl that played in that? The
I don't know.
teacher. I'm trying to think of the teacher. I
Uh-oh.
can't remember her name anymore. But talking about Route 222, my cousin George had when he was going to school, high school in Iowa, his school had a room called 222. But unlike the show, Room 222 was a student lounge. So I would when I go visit my cousin before I went in the after I graduated from high school and before I went in the Navy, I'd go to school with him and I would spend almost all my time in Room 222.
Larry, I didn't
Playing
even know I
cards.
have. I
Got a
didn't even know I
$5
had.
bill.
I didn't even know I had that in there. I was just gonna do a pickle jar joke, and then I found this.
Hey, it's
Here you
good
go,
finding money you
Retro.
didn't know you had. Oh, that's the one I want. That's the one I want.
Oh, I found a penny the other week that I didn't know that I had. I thought I lost it.
I have a couple of pennies lying around.
I
Is
got-
that Jack. Is that the new one?
Yeah.
Retro, I got
New
2 pennies from 1837.
Oh, lucky!
Clear.
Yeah, that's
And it
nice.
feels
That's
like
nice looking.
Freaking
It's got the
plastic.
Filipino eagle on there.
And it's clear. This part
Yeah,
over
that
here.
part's clear. But like I said, that's the Filipino eagle on the front.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I found out about the Filipino flag?
Oh, go
When
ahead.
they're at war, they
Yeah, it's
put the red side up, and when
Yeah.
they're at peace, they put the blue side up.
Yep.
The only flag they do that with.
Yeah, the only flag in the
The only
world where
flag
you
in the
can
world
tell
that
they're
does
at
that.
war or not by the way they fly their flag. All they do
Yeah,
is
the only
flip it.
flag in the world that does that.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's the only flag in the world that you can see that. I read that somewhere else, or maybe it was on YouTube. Yeah, not many people know that though, Mac Daddy. That's true.
Even if you hang it from like a wall or something like that, like hanging down, it has to be a certain way, meaning not war.
Yeah, probably when you're facing the building, the red goes one
The
way
blue should be to the right.
and the blue the other
Probably.
way, depending on whether they're at war. You know what I'm saying? It's probably when you're facing the building, facing the flag. I'm sure they have it set up to it's one way or the other. But
Larry,
that would be interesting to find that out. I don't know how they do that when they're hanging it down.
Larry,
I've heard about the other before.
Larry, I had to do a chore today.
What's that?
I had to clean up something by the trash can, but I don't think it was from the trash can. It smelled like fish.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the smell of fish.
Me neither. That's why I almost gagged on it.
I mean,
Yeah.
we just lost Mac Daddy. He said he may drop out any time. He said his phone was.
You know what this
starting to
means,
act up.
guys? You know what this means? We're the Three Musketeers. Oh. Why am I on
What's
this
wrong?
side? Am I?
Because I switched you.
Oh.
I like having me where my picture's at.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
So
But-
that's what I do. I just switch everybody else out. I put myself there.
Yeah.
Oh, you scared me.
Hey, fellas.
That
Behave
was
yourself.
Bobby Flay. Yeah.
I got a mark.
Oh, you gotta watch that, man.
Oh, Lord of Mama. No.
I'm not a big fan of cream of wheat, although I do like it better than grits.
Oh.
I haven't had
I'm not a
cream
fan
wheat
of grits
in
at
a
all.
long time.
That's what we call friendly fire.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh. Give me. Mm.
You want to get some water? He got some of that spray in his eyes, man. You know that's bad.
Yeah. I'm thinking I might have to go out and buy a cheap ass freaking phone so I can get text messages from my SIM card. Oh, there goes glasses money.
My eyes okay? Do I look like I'm lazy or either one?
No, you're all right.
I'll borrow my headphones so I can hear. My eyes okay? Do I look like I'm bloodshot at all?
Not yet.
I just said hello to everyone in the chat with my
Okay.
that Larry there. That's me.
I like grits, but it's got to have some butter and some sugar in it.
You guys probably haven't seen me without my glasses. I've got a bit of a lazy eye. Somewhere on here.
Now I just made myself a monitor. I don't know what that means, but I made myself that just so I can find out.
Crap. Note to self, do not, if you're going to spray a can of this, spray it on the side of the fan. That way it doesn't hit you in the eye. Word of advice.
Well,
I
my
learned
fan,
that.
my fan is on, but it's below the table, my desk, so I could spray up here. If I sprayed down here, it would be a mistake. If I sprayed it low.
Oh God, my eyes.
We,
But
Yeah.
I wear glasses, so that would help. But yeah, you're wearing glasses. Sometimes it doesn't help.
Here's a thought and a question. How did live cereal get in my bed?
Hmm.
The box is over here. There's live cereal in my bed. What?
And
Trying to
Jack,
figure out the meaning of life.
Jack, did you
Tim,
see the question from Tim?
Yeah,
sorry.
I was trying to respond to it. I didn't register the SIM that I need to register because I don't feel like it. But my other SIM card for my internet is registered. It self-registered itself.
I
that was
remember
good
I told you I gave myself to be a moderator, a managing moderator, and I didn't know what it would do.
Hmm.
What it does, I just now got the message. It says I can manage block words, change chat modes in live, remove and view chat messages, hide or put users in timeout, and it says now live chat will now reload when I hit OK. So that's all right.
Okay.
But I was just wondering what it would do because I've
Oh
never given
man.
anybody a
Oh.
manager before.
Still got the taste of spray in my mouth. I tried to wash it down with milk.
I would rather use your lemonade and probably cut it out quicker than the milk.
All right.
I think it would cut through it. Neither one's going to taste well with it. I mean, but I think the milk would taste worse.
Hey, are you guys going to be here for
Ugh.
at least
That's
20
really sour.
minutes?
I'll be here as long as somebody wants to stay here and talk.
I'm gonna be here.
All right.
I got nothing else to do.
I got to run to the market over here and then grab a cheap ass cell phone.
You gotta grab Tamaki, grab a cell phone.
If my camera is down, that just means, and the live stream's up, it just means I went and grabbed something to drink
Beer?
because I'm just about done with my coffee and I don't want another one.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke?
Coke Zero, I got it in my refrigerator, but I have to go
Coke
get
Zero.
it when I want
You
it.
need one of these, man. You need one of these.
Oh, this, I had this. Look at that size.
Is that Coke Pep,
but
though?
No, that was full of root beer.
That's like a
Then
mason
that-
jar.
if we're talking root beer, you need this.
Well, I mentioned this earlier before you came on, Retro. My very first job when I was 15 was at an A&W root beer stand.
Is it a soda jerk shop?
You don't know what an A&W
I'll be right
root beer
back.
stand is?
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with being a soda jerk. You're good, Jack.
All right, Jack, we'll be here probably. I don't plan on being gone, but no, it's kind of a cross between a fast food place
And
and
Yeah.
a food stand. Okay.
Okay.
It's a restaurant, but usually you sit outside. Some of them have inside setting, but usually you sit out in your car.
Yeah.
Where I worked at, the people sit in their car, and they
Yeah.
took the food out to them. The girls would go.
Oh, a car hop.
We had car hops. Yeah. I wasn't a car hop. I worked inside the restaurant part.
Yeah,
And
I think usually the car hop people are girls on roller skates.
They did roller skates, and later on they got rid of the roller skates, and girls would just walk in and out.
Yeah.
And they had the tray that they would attach to your driver's side window. You roll it down
Yeah.
so far, and they attach. So that's where I worked at. I worked at one of those places.
I
There
want
was
to.
we had A&W root beer stands, and then they had Dog and Suds.
Mm-hmm. the
Dog
heck's
and
Dog?
Suds was like hot dogs and root beer.
Okay, and that makes sense. Dogs and suds. Okay.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
had the car hops and stuff.
I think back then, a lot of the 50s and all that restaurants, their names were more catchier than what we have now.
Yeah. Well, you ever watch the movie American Graffiti or the TV show Happy Days?
Happy Days, yes. American Graffiti, I haven't seen in years. I don't
Oh,
even
that's what
remember.
Happy Days is based on.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember the episode. Of Happy Days when Mork from Mork and Mindy met Arthur Fonzarelli.
Yeah. But anyway, what happened? if you watch that, they had the car hops as well as the inside setting place.
Yeah, I know.
All right,
I've seen it.
Like I said, that there was a lot of restaurants back in the 50s and 60s like that. Well,
Yep.
mine was more people came in and took it home, or they sat out there in their cars and it was taken out to them. And they'd sit out there and eat.
Yep.
When I was really young, you used to get the big old glass jugs, and
Glass jugs?
oh yeah, jugs, glass.
Uh-huh.
You got to remember now, I'm from the 50s and 60s. Is when I was growing up.
Go on.
And you would take in the gallon glass jug and turn that in as your deposit, so you get a fresh glass jug of root beer. You get a fresh gallon jug of root beer and take it home. Now later on, they did away with the glass and went to plastic.
Well,
In
that's
the
probably
50s
better
and
out.
early 60s, early in the 50s and early 60s, if you wanted a gallon, you either had the glass jug and swapped it, or you had to pay a deposit on the glass jug so you could take it home.
Hmm.
You bought the gallon to take home. You didn't buy that to drink there. And but you've heard of Black Cows, right? That's Coke and ice cream. Well,
Uh-huh.
they had the root beer floats. That was root beer and ice cream.
I mean, when I first turned 21, I first tried what is it? We call it a screwdriver float. It's vodka, orange juice, and vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
It's called a screwdriver orange creamsicle float.
Well, I used to eat orange sickles,
I can't. I have bad teeth.
but no. But like I said, I did. I loved.
Even
there
back
was
then,
a-
I couldn't do
I
it.
loved root beer floats. I still do.
I
don't eat them
love
very often.
root beer floats. I just can't eat too much ice cream because it hurts my teeth. Like,
Well,
I have a neighbor who offered me ice cream. I just didn't want to turn it down because I didn't want to make the poor guy feel bad. 'Cause he's a foreigner. He's from a different country, and that's in my own head. I don't want to turn it down because I don't want to make him feel disrespected. So I took the ice cream. I ate it. Wasn't a big deal. I was able to eat it. It was soft serve, so. And he also gave me chicken nuggets. I told him, "Look, you don't have to keep on spoiling it, man." And he goes, "You help me with my yard. You get chicken nugget." I'm like, "Okay, fair enough."
now, Tim says the plastic bottles did change the taste of it. I agree. It was much better in glass.
Yeah,
And
that's
you were
what
showing that glass mug, and this is similar to it, but it's not.
I have
the
two
design.
glass mugs. I have that one and
But
my
we-
lint.
It was always best in a chilled mug.
I can't do chilled mugs. I get freezer burnt all the
Now,
time.
I tell you, when I
This
was
is my other mug. This is my lint chocolatiers mug.
Yeah.
I bought this at the thrift.
I
I
used
also
to,
got a Michelob mug you've seen before at
My-
my Grams.
my favorite schnapps drink
Yeah.
is root beer schnapps.
Oh.
If you chill it, it tastes just like root beer.
All right.
But it will, if you don't want to drink it like root beer because it will kick your butt. I always thought about what it would taste like to take root beer schnapps and make a root beer schnapps float.
Have you tried it?
No, I'm afraid.
Aw.
I'm afraid it would knock me on my butt.
You put the ice cream in there?
Yeah, but I'm just saying the root beer schnapps. Schnapps has got some strong alcohol.
Yo, I know somebody on YouTube. His name is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he did a video on his own channel. Man, he's like, "How do you get the protein powder directly into the bloodstream?" Pulls out a ball of snaps. He goes, "You're right. I love snaps." And pours this bottle of snaps, almost a whole freaking bottle in a powder drink of protein, mixes it up and drinks the thing. I'm
you
like,
want to talk about,
dude.
you want to talk about drinkers? Now we were talking earlier about wrestlers.
Mm.
Andre the Giant.
Oh
He
yeah,
said
I've
he-
heard stories.
he
from
could
my
drink.
housemate. Dude. I've
Somebody
heard
was saying
stories
that
from my
they were his
housemate.
driver. They were talking to somebody on YouTube, and they were interviewing this guy, and he was talking about how he was hired one time to drive Andre to
Oh
a
no.
wrestling match, and it was like an hour or so away. He stops and buys a case of beer for Andre. An hour later, it's gone, and Andre wants more beer. Because the guy says beer, and he goes out, well, you got the beer. He goes, no, need more. But man,
Did you know Andre the Giant played in the movie Princess Bride as, I guess, a giant? That big dude in Princess Bride.
yeah.
That was Andre the Giant. And, dude, Andre the Giant was such a good guy, man. He was
They
so
say he was a
fun.
real sweetheart.
And he's French.
But
I've seen interviews on YouTube, and he got a Frenchy accent.
did you ever see the? I'll tell you in a minute.
Go on.
Do you ever see the TV show Fantasy Island?
Once or twice before, but
All right,
go
the
on.
guy that played Tattoo, the little person, the dwarf, whatever you want to call him,
Yeah.
he was French. Harvey Villachet or something like that was his name. But anyway, he learned English by watching TV shows when he first came to the United States. That's how
Damn.
he started.
That's deep, bro.
Yeah, but they interviewed him, and that's how he started learning English, is by immersing himself into TV and stuff like that.
That's how Andre the Giant learned? Or the other guy?
No, Harvey's the one that learned English that way.
Uh,
Now, I've never had Verner's ginger ale.
I have. It's an
Oh, yeah?
Irish ginger ale.
Yeah.
It's an Irish ginger ale. It's like a ginger beer. It's like a ginger ale, but it's a little bit stronger than your normal ginger ale. It's like a mixture between ginger ale and ginger beer. I love Verner's. I can't get it anymore because it's expensive. Oh, Tim, God bless you, man.
Like I said, I've not had it, so I guess.
Well, think about it. Verner's is like, it's like mug root beer with the barrel like cans.
Yeah.
Or one of the root beers that has the barrel shaped cans with the design on it. But instead of a brown barrel on the can, it's a green barrel with golden metal hinges. And it's got a leprechaun on it
Okay.
with this hat.
I've never seen it, so I couldn't say. I'm
If
trying to
you
remember. It's either Mugs or Barks. It's got the barrels on it. I can't remember.
I think it's Mugs or Barks, yeah.
So it's either Pepsi or Coke. Barks is Coke. Mugs is, I believe, Pepsi, if I remember right.
You're either taking the Pepsi chance or you're having the real one.
A&W is the real one. I'm sorry, A&W.
Yeah, I agree. My grandma and I are all A&W drinkers. I only drink Barks when I need caffeine.
When I was living up in Rochester area, there's a place called Tom Walls.
Wait, did you say Rochester?
I used to live in Rochester, New York.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, go on.
When I was living up-
I live in Rochester, New Hampshire. So
Yeah, when I was living, I didn't live in Rochester. I lived in that area. I lived almost halfway between Rochester and Buffalo, a little closer to Rochester.
okay, read Tim's last thing is the perfect description of Verner's.
Renard's is like ginger ale on steroids. Okay.
Yeah, it's
But
got
anyway, like I
that
said,
flavor.
Tom Walls made their own root beer fresh themselves.
It's got that flavor, you
So
know.
they had a good root beer as well. Now they had a sandwich called
Oh.
Wahlburgers,
Wait a minute.
and Wahlburgers was regular, hamburger that they flattened it with a glass plate. They didn't use their hand; they used a glass plate to flatten a hamburger when they made it out. And then they'd fry the hamburger up naturally, and they'd have ham on it. They'd put a slice of ham on there and some other stuff, and that was called a
Yeah.
Wahlburger.
Wahlburger?
Yeah. WHALE. Well, I think there was an E. No E.
It was
WHA.
actually a TV
Yeah.
show based on the Wahlbergs, the Wahlberg family, Mark Wahlberg and everything.
No, this was taught. This was their last name. Wall was their last name, not
Okay.
Wahlberg, but Wall. The guy started it. The original started it. I think it was after he got out of the service, but I want to say I can't remember if it was after World War II or if it was after Korea, after he got out of the service.
You ever listen to K-pop?
Yeah, I've listened to K-pop.
I have a neighbor, the same neighbor who has the husband that has the man cave. She listens to K-pop, and she's older. Okay, she's not old, but she's older, and
No. She's older than you, but she's younger than me. I don't call that older.
not what. That's what I meant to say. Jesus, stop lighting fireworks, Jesus.
Now, is she Asian?
Okay, sorry.
Is she Asian?
She's Italiana.
She Italiana?
Is she Italiana? She's Italian.
That's why I figured that's what you meant. But I know a lot of the Asians love K-pop.
Yeah, well, this is
And you're not from a big city.
grown
I know, like L.A. and some of these
This
bigger
is a
cities.
grown Rochester Italiana woman that likes K-pop. And she acts like she's, oh my god, dude, this woman. She's very out there for personality, you know.
Well, like I said, I'll listen to K-pop. It's not something I go out of my way to find. If
Yeah.
someone's got it on, I'll listen. But if I'm going to listen, I would rather listen to Gangnam. I can't think of his name.
Gangnam Style,
Yeah, the singer there. I like him.
cool. That's K-pop.
I know,
There's
but I
another, there's another one called Shake That Brass.
don't know that one. Like I said, I don't really follow it.
Me neither, really. I'll
but
listen
I
to
have
Shake That
listened to
Brass
some of it.
once.
I know there's
listen-
like Blackpink or something like that.
I've only listened to Gangnam Style once and Shake That Brass once. I'm not.
I like that Gangnam Style. I love that song. I love the way they would get out there and dance. All that. I loved it. It was, yeah. I thought it was great. I loved it.
You ever watch a Korean comedian? I can't think of his name.
Now, Tim,
Oh
you're gonna like what Tim said here.
I
Says
got
only real
more.
man could drink Renards.
I'm
So
a
like I
real
said,
man.
you're gonna like what he said there.
I'm a real man then, because I freaking love Van Nuys. I just can't get it because
I've never
it's
seen it. Is it alcoholic? Is there alcohol in it?
no, it's soda. Look it up. You got computer.
Well, all my phones are busy right now.
Wait, you got a call line going, buddy?
No, I use the phone to add monitors and stuff like that.
Cool. Okay.
So if like I had a couple come in that didn't have monitors, so I gave them
I just
monitors.
realized that our labels are green, and I'm Irish. I thank you, Larry.
No, wait. I always have green on.
What is that?
Those are flowers with green leaves.
Oh, I don't think I can lift my shirt because then I'd have to expose myself. So I'm not gonna do it. You guys already know about my tattoo.
See, there's a ship with 5 birds, a setting sun, the
Yep.
ocean,
Yep.
and clouds. The 5
Were
birds.
you in the Navy? Were you
Yeah.
in the Navy?
Yeah, I got that in Hong Kong.
Okay.
The 5 birds stands for the 5 protocols. The four flowers stands for the 4 different countries.
Tim just answered. Here's your answer. AKA, here's your sign.
Well, like I said, now I was in the Philippines. I was in Hong Kong, which is China.
Mhm.
I was in Taiwan, which is separate to me. And I was in Japan.
Oh, lucky. You must have seen
There's
Tokyo.
4 countries. Now, in Japan, I was in Yokosuka. And then I was also in Okinawa. I can't remember the name of the base, but I was in Okinawa. There's 2 different There's 2 different protocols. Hong Kong, Kaohsiung in Taiwan, and Olongapo or Subic Bay in the Philippines. There's the 5 protocols.
Yeah. I've got a Japanese video game that my mother is trying to sell as we speak. We've been trying to sell it for a couple of years now, at least a year.
But so I got that tattoo when I was 21.
I got this tattoo when I was 20, so not
Yeah,
too
but
far off in age.
Mine's a little bit older than yours.
No, I meant
I
the
know.
type.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no, mine's a
I know.
tad bit older.
Yeah.
Just a tad. Just a
Just a
tad.
wee. Just a wee.
It's about 49 years old.
Yeah.
It's just a tad bit older than yours.
Just a wee bit older than me.
Just a wee bit. But yeah,
Wait, I'm
I
sorry.
got it.
We did that.
I got it in Hong Kong.
Larry, we did that wrong. We were talking about French Pure, right? It's a wee bit older.
Like I said,
Uh,
yeah. When I was there, it was British colony, but it was still under. So, like I said, yeah, but still, it was a different country
What was that?
than the others.
Is
And
someone?
yeah, the British controlled Hong Kong until the in the 90s.
Okay.
And well, I'll tell you something else, Tim. My brother-in-law's older brother was in customs. He was a custom agent.
Oh,
And-
customs official.
Yeah, a U.S. customs official. He was so high up, there was only a few places he could be stationed at. He advanced that high, and he was over the customs for the United States in Asia, and until they turned that over, he was in Hong Kong. I can't
Hong Kong,
remember
yeah.
where he went when they turned it over. Then he
I
ended
still
up coming back to
can't
the
remember.
States, and there was only like 3 places he could be stationed at in the States because of his pay grade. They had to be at international airports and stuff like that. Hey, Yaz.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it is. Amoto.
hello, Yads.
And
I have
welcome to
to.
the.
While you're talking about it, I have to finish posting some videos. I'm gonna be on here still, but just I'll let you take over.
I always take over. The Three
Sorry.
Stooges.
Yeah, I'm a victim of circumstance.
Yeah. So, come on, somebody else, come up, give me a talk. Give me someone to talk to. Retro says he's dropping out for a little bit. He's going to be on, but he's going to quit talking.
I got a couple more. I'm not gonna be that long, but I just got a couple
right,
more
all
videos
right.
to do. I can't even tell you how many I got left to post. Give me a
I
sec.
got to make some shorts this week.
Oh, I've been balling on shorts. I've been grinding on shorts. I'm gonna tell you that.
Well, shorts are actually probably one of the better ones to do. They
Shorts and live streams, basically.
Yeah.
Recorded videos don't get as much splice as they used to.
Well, shorts do real well for me.
Yeah.
It depends on the short. Some of them do real well, some don't.
I'm trying to see which ones I've done. I already did the intro one. I already did the ice. I already did the main outro. So I have 1, 2. I only have 3 more shorts to do, and then bada bing, bada boom.
But
I swear to God, I should have been born Italian.
Jack stepped away. He had to go to the store. He just left his camera up. He had to go grab something real quick.
I hope it
Hey,
has.
Deborah, how you doing, Deborah?
Hello, Deborah. How you doing?
Come on up.
Is she? Is
Deborah's
Okay.
in the Philippines.
okay?
She
How do
lives
I
in the
address?
Manila area.
How do I address this person? Is it a boy or a girl? I don't want to misgender
It's a
anybody.
girl.
Okay, cool.
She pronounces her name. We would pronounce it Deborah. She pronounces it Deborah.
Deborah. Okay. So I'm slowly getting.
I'm doing well. Like I said, I go to her. I check out her shorts a lot, and I also have been to a couple of her live streams. She does a
Yeah,
good
she
job.
seems like a nice person.
She is. She's very nice, and
Let's see.
I appreciate everybody coming. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, if you would, I appreciate that.
I can give you a thumbs up from here. Huh?
I'm just saying, everybody gives you a thumbs up, helps your rating or your oh damn those Dan knows the term I'm thinking of.
I got
But every thumbs up, every
one like equals one luck.
well, like I said, it helps you build up to where they show it more. And they'll put it into the out there for other people to see it. So the more you get, the more they're going to promote that channel, that video, or that live stream. Chrissy Mama, how you doing?
Hey, Crazy Mama, how you doing?
And we're getting some Filipinos in here now, which is fine.
Yeah, Filipinos are wonderful, wonderful people.
Well, like I said, my first hope is to move to the
What
Philippines
was
when I
I supposed to
retire.
do? Okay,
That is
you're
my
now
first
at 30 likes, bud. You're now
hope.
at
Again,
30.
I haven't checked, so I didn't know. But
You're at 31 now. Huh.
all right, it's
Someone
cool.
disliked.
But like I said, my hope, my plan A is to move to the Philippines when I retire. That's my plan A.
I don't want
Now,
to move
if I get to go through with my plan A for moving to the Philippines,
Yeah.
you got to have a plan B.
What's the plan B? What's your plan B?
Plan B is how do you, if you don't like it, what do you do?
Okay, well, what
So
do you
plan B
do?
would be to come back to the States and live with my sisters until I could set myself up again.
Yeah.
That's all I have to have is to, but now while I'm in the Philippines, my plan A for being in the Philippines right now is to go to Cebu.
What's in Cebu?
It's a bigger city that it's
No,
affordable for me to live.
what's in Cebu that you want to go there for? I meant.
It's a bigger city that is affordable, that has decent health care. I'm not
Sorry.
going there to meet somebody.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just saying that
Sorry.
I'm going to be set. Jack, some people told you hi while you were gone.
What is
Yeah.
that, Jack?
Some
Looks like you got some food or something.
frozen cooked ham.
Yeah,
Oh.
see, told you.
Ham.
You got some
I love
food.
ham.
I
Oh,
do
you're
too.
getting me
I had
hungry.
ham for lunch today, and I had
You
buffalo
guys are making
chicken.
me hungry.
I had buffalo chicken wings for supper.
Oh, you guys are mean. You're making me hungry.
All right, I did not know you were from Cebu, but it is a progressive city. They have affordable. They have nice health care, and at my age, I'm worried about health care. Let's be honest about it.
Fair enough. I have a stent in my heart. If that makes any sense.
I'm saying I'm going to be 70. I'm going to be
You got the
70 this
microchip.
year, so I'm going to worry about health care. And Cebu has good hospitals. It's affordable,
Jack,
which is another thing I want.
the micro.
He's got his scan disc right there.
I've got the micro SD card in the computer right now.
Yes, you do. You have really good hospitals from everything I hear. And like
That's
I
a
said,
really
that's
old
one of
phone,
the things-
man.
when it comes to
About
moving
this
somewhere,
Anything.
that is one of the things that I consider important. I'm healthy right now, but like I said, I'm not a young man.
Speaking of
If I was
healthcare,
Retro's age, it wouldn't be near as important to me.
speaking of
But still-
healthcare, we just had a family practice move from Barrington all the way up here near my house. And
I'm just
Barrington's
saying,
my
that's in the States. Transportation from one hospital to another is a lot easier than it is in some other countries. Plus, we have 911, which not everybody has. In the Philippines, the only place I know that has 911 is Davao. So I'm a firm believer that I think that all of Philippines will end up having a 911 system. It just makes sense to have it, especially in the larger
Just
cities
wait.
like Cebu. And
10 years.
yeah, it may be that long. I'm not saying it won't. I'm not saying it's going to be quickly. I'm just a firm believer they'll get it. Now, whether or not they get it in time to do me any good, I don't know.
This is my pumpkin for Halloween this year.
There you go. But so, like
I
I
don't
said,
think it'll
those
work.
are things that I want to take in consideration.
Hey,
Uh,
speaking of which,
If you ever seen Dan's video on where he lives, the apartment he has in Cebu, that is in the price range I would pay. It's in an area I like, as long as I like, But you don't know until you actually go there and live there.
yeah,
Exactly.
I don't like I don't like leaving the country. I'm an
I have no
introvert.
problem. I've left the country so many times. I was in the Navy. I've been to different countries,
Yeah, I'm an
but
introvert.
I've been to China. I went for 3 weeks. I had a
Oh,
great time.
no.
But that was a few years ago. And
Hold on,
going for
Larry.
a visit is different than going to live.
Hold on, Larry. What's wrong, Jack?
Did you get the wrong one?
I think I got this mini SIM card, and this
Yeah.
thing only takes the big ones. Son of a.
Shut.
Biscuit eater.
I guess I'll go out and buy a SIM card and just use that as the template to shove in this thing.
Sorry,
Oh,
Jack.
man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like I said, the only place I know that has 911 in the Philippines is Davao.
Yeah, the Val.
But I still prefer Cebu over Davao.
That's
So
where
that's
I think Duterte wanted to start there.
Yeah.
But they do have, like she says, they do have emergency rescue units, which you'd have to know the number to call. Which, hey, before we had 911, I remember I had to call. We didn't have 911 in my hometown when I was a radio dispatcher for the police department at Indiana State University, so I had to know the numbers by heart. Yes, Retro.
I have an update about my channel, and if any of you guys, either in the panel and want to join me for live streams, because it's a big deal on my channel. Everyone loves it when I do it every year. It's like Santa Claus coming into town, but more or less Halloween and on my channel. We are doing a special segment for the whole month of October called Retroween.
Well, remember to remind us of this in September.
Oh well. I've actually been kind of pro-thinking it because I just remembered it's getting close to fall. So, and they've already got Halloween stuff in our Dollar Tree. So they just didn't have what I was looking for. They didn't really have the thing I was looking for in Dollar Tree at the moment. I need a backdrop for Halloween. So
Now, I will have a live stream more than likely on my birthday.
which is
My birthday is a Saturday. Well, that's the days I have it.
Is
That's
on
in September. It's in September.
Okay.
I'm just looking. I was wondering if I'd be having one on my birthday, or I knew I'd have one close.
Does anyone? Here's a retro reference for it. Hold on, let me pull out my $5 bill. Does anyone remember the $5 footlong commercial?
Yep.
The one where they're like
buying them.
$5
Footlong.
footlong.
Subway. Yeah.
Genuine.
I bet he's getting that in prison right now.
Oh yeah, I already watched.
Jared. Yeah.
I watched the what do you call it, the documentary series on that. Because Graham and I were talking about it. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I remember the guy, and I actually didn't know that was the case. I never met the guy or anything. I was at one of his things, but oh my God, when I saw that shit on the news when I was a teenager, I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah.
I'll be back in I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I gotta go buy.
We'll probably still be here, Jack. We'll probably still be here.
Uh-huh.
But anyway,
Yeah,
like said,
that Subway guy, man.
Yeah, we got a Subway not too far from where I
What do you
live.
like to order at Subway, bub? What's your favorite Sammy?
Oh, when I go there to that, it's a little strip mall. I usually go to the Chinese restaurant takeout there.
Mm.
When I was working for Amazon, even back then, I used to work with the recruitment center, and we would work at the downtown Hilton.
Mm.
And I used to go to the Subway on Saturdays sometimes because it was one of the few places open on Saturday. This is back still when there was a lot of restriction on how many people, and you had to wear a mask everywhere. And
Is this
this is a
back in
couple years
COVID?
ago, huh? Yeah, back during COVID.
Oh,
I used to go to. See, I've been working. I've been here in this area for over 2 years now.
okay. Go on.
I moved down here in 2021.
2021, huh? I actually moved to Rochester in 2020. I was actually living in a placement setting in 20 before 2019.
Well, like I said, I moved down here in January of 2021.
Yeah.
Signed my first contract at this apartment in February of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2022, I signed my second one. My rent went up at that time, and then I just signed my third one, and that was in March of 2022. I just signed my third one March this year, and my rent stayed the same this time.
Okay.
It didn't go up, but I'm in the same apartment. I like this
Yeah.
apartment. I like this apartment complex.
I've
as long-
kind of been moved around a lot my whole entire
Uh,
adulthood. So
Let me tell you something. By the time I was 13, I lived in 18 different houses
Mhm.
and went to 6 different elementary schools. One of them I went
Oh my
to
God.
twice.
Yeesh. God, you were moved around a lot more than I was.
And when I first moved out here, in the first few years, I lived in 8 different places.
Yeesh.
And
You're a drifter. You're a
yeah,
drifter.
the longest I ever lived at one place was actually out here. Not the place I'm at now, the place I was at before I moved down here. I was there for a good 10 years or more. And I'd never lived anywhere that long in my life until there.
Yeah.
And I don't plan on beating that record here. I don't plan
Yeah.
on being here. It's not that I don't like the place. I do. I like this place a lot better than the other place I was at.
I mean,
But I'm hoping to be retired and out of here in less time than that.
honestly, I don't plan on being in this provider home, paying rent to my insurance for my whole entire life period either. I want to
Well, like I
move.
said-
I want to
Go
move
ahead.
back with my family, at least just to have a camper on the property, get some solar panels, because I'll have enough money with my benefits to pay for the solar panels, get them all installed in the campers and stuff, get everything I need, and then I can call myself independent, sort of.
Well, like I said, right now my mother's still alive, so I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
She's 97.
and,
She's as old as Dick Clark.
and,
Not Dick
and
Clark, excuse me. Dick Van Dyke.
yep,
But anyway, I don't want to go anywhere until after she passes. I don't want to be morbid.
yeah,
I hope people
I-
don't think that's what I'm being.
uh-huh.
But because I'm not wishing for her to pass. I mean, I want her to be around as long as she can be.
Well,
But I also have a couple of bills I want to get paid off, which I'll have paid off in a year and a half, maybe a
are
little
you
quicker.
wearing an Amazon shirt?
Yeah, I work at
Is-
Amazon.
Wait, right? Currently, you work at Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the job like? Is it any good?
I'm a security guard. I'm not an Amazon employee.
Oh, you get the
Contract.
big, hefty job.
I-
Throw,
I-
pe-
I-
throw
I-
people out if they do something stupid.
No, I work. Yeah, where I work at the truck gate where the
Okay,
semis
fair
come in.
enough. Oh, you're
Uh,
the guard, like security guard, like guard the gate and sort of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
but I don't
question-
deal. I really don't deal with the truck drivers unless they're having problems with the people they deal with. Then they'll come to me and I'll get a hold of somebody and we'll get it straightened out. I deal with the people that try to come in that are not supposed to come in that way. We'll have people try to walk in, and no, we'll have people try to drive their private cars in. No, you don't come in here. The other day, I saw this car. I didn't know who it was, but I know it was a personal vehicle. So I go out and stop them because they got to stop anyway because the gates are down. And I told the lady, I said, I saw it was a lady trying to come in. I said, "Ma'am, you're at the wrong place. You can't come in." And she got really, "Hey, yeah, and how you doing? Hey, Abby."
Yeah, I mean,
what was going on was
Man.
she was trying to deliver food, but she's at the wrong place. You don't deliver food through my gate. And I was trying to tell her that, and she gets real huffy. You're going to be quiet and listen to me. She goes, I got a food delivery here. And I said, you don't come in this way, ma'am. I don't care. And I was going to tell her where to go, and she got all huffy and drove away. But it's like, hey, Madeline, how you doing?
Hey, Madeline.
And so anyway, I was going to let her know where to go to deliver it. She turned too soon. Where she turned at, it even says trucks only. And there's another sign right ahead. This is where visitors and employees and all that stuff go in.
This woman probably
Hey,
was
lady,
pretty
lady.
dumb. This,
How you doing?
This, no offense to the woman that you were dealing with, but this woman you were dealing with at the time probably was not that bright. Because
Well,
if there's large signs that say that,
But she says, I'm delivering food to this building, is what she told me. And I said, yeah, but you're not at the right place. And when I told her that, you can't deliver here, that's when she got huffy. But she got huffy first because I told her, I said, ma'am, you're at the wrong place. And that's when she told me, hey, you're going to be quiet and listen to me. Okay, I was quiet. I listened to her. Then I told her, you're at the wrong place. And that's when she got mad.
yeah.
I wasn't
I'm
gonna
sorry,
admit that she
Larry,
was
buddy.
right. Oh, that's just
I'm
part of
sorry.
the job. But like I said, that's my job to stop them, let them know, hey, you can't come in here. This is strictly for the trucks and the maintenance people that have to work on the trucks. Because sometimes you'll have a truck break down and they'll have some vehicle come in and fix it. Or they'll have a flat tire on a trailer. They'll come in and change the tire.
Bye, Tim.
Hey,
I'm
Tim,
saying goodbye.
take care, man. And Jack had to go get something, so there he is. Tim
Wow,
saying
good
bye,
time.
Jack.
Good timing, Jack. Good
Jack,
timing.
Tim saying bye. Hey, Anna, how
Larry.
you doing?
What does that say? It's in a different
Oh,
font.
this is fun.
What does it say?
This is
Huh?
gold.
What does it say? What does it say, Larry? I can't read it because it's in a different font.
It doesn't matter because I could put this inside of.
Oh, big,
Hey, Eileen, how you doing?
not small.
Does that say Anna G?
Yeah, Anna G, A-N-A-G.
No, anything. cheap.
Okay, sorry. Sometimes when they use custom
Yeah.
fonts, I can't read it, dude.
Yeah, well, she also has it very small. It's
Yeah.
not capital like the G is. So yeah, it's Anna
Yeah.
G.
These are my
And,
glasses.
So everybody's saying
Out
hi.
there.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, and if you haven't given me a thumbs up, I appreciate it.
I walked
Let me
around
double
the
check.
block.
We're here for a while. If any of you want to come on up. We'll get you up here. You can
Hey,
tell us about yourself. Tell us about your channel. Or
Jack.
if you happen to be a singer and want to sing a song, come up and entertain us. We'll let you.
Jack, do you think you can talk to Larry for a bit while I quickly just do my rest of my scheduled recordings? Or are you going to be busy?
That's fine.
Alright, I'm
That's
going to
fine.
mute myself so you guys don't hear any background noise. So.
All right. And
Hey, I love you guys. You're like brothers to me, even though you're both older than me. But
that's
yeah.
a heart. That's a heart symbol.
I know. You know, it's funny. Before I get up, mute myself, one of my favorite YouTubers that I'm friends with, he has that Facebook avatar thing going on, and one of their avatar picture things that you can choose is this, the heart.
Now, which YouTuber are you talking about? Because I know someone that you know that you may not know. I know.
His name is the Cosmos Lounge.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, he
I know
does-
you know. I've seen you on Jack's.
I mean, I don't go on his panel. He does games.
There's I've seen you on was it
Michael McFarland's, Mark Truitt,
no
James Gype. I don't know if you know him.
no was you on Crazy Kids or
I don't
Sammy's
think so.
or
I don't remember those guys.
all right Sammy's how do I say this? Well, she just tells you straight out she's a ladies' boy. She will tell you if she thinks she'll let you know she's not a real girl. Is what she says. That's how she told me.
Sammy Chavez.
Yeah, Sammy Chavez, real cool.
Mhm.
Met her through Dan.
It's
Dan,
I've
I met
seen
through
her.
Prison Sabu. Huh?
She's one of my subs, but I thought she was a girl, but it's a boy
She'll tell
club.
you she's
You know
not.
what?
If you at,
I don't care because I'm
I
not
don't
gonna.
either.
I don't discriminate
I
like
met,
that. You know.
yeah. Well, I met her through Dan, and we were talking, and she asked if she could friend me on Facebook, and I said, yeah. She goes, you know, I'm not a real girl. I said, that's all right. We're just going to be friends. I don't care.
Right.
And
That's the way I am. I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? It's
hey,
like
my
girlie,
sister,
I'm not a
see ya.
discriminatory person.
believe it or not, my sister Bernice is transgender.
Well, I happen to know some gay people. I've known a couple of
I'm friends with
lesbians
gay
back
people
when I
too.
was in my 20s. They were
I'm friends
friends.
with gay. I'm friends with gay people too.
Yeah.
I believe
Hey,
Cosmos.
Charmaine, how you doing?
Actually, Cosmos Lounge is of
Your
the
name is it?
LGBTQ. So
But I didn't know if you knew Crazy Kid or not. I'm trying to remember.
I
Maybe it
don't
was
think
on
I
Jack's
do.
channel I seen you on then.
I don't think I know either Sammy or Crazy Kid. They don't sound familiar. And then again, I don't have a good memory, so
But,
I have my Graham's
it might
genetics.
have just been I seen you on Jack's then, because I know I've seen you on Jack's.
Oh, well, the world may never know. It's
Yeah.
like that commercial. How many licks did it get? How many licks did it take to get to Tootsie Roll Center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Yeah. LV was here earlier, girls. She came in and said hi.
LV.
Yeah, LV. That's
LB is it
a
LB
lot of these
Rose?
girls. That's how I know them. I know them either through LB or ABCM. Another partner.
ABCM. I know ABCM. I know ABCM.
Well,
I know Sis Rose. I know Pacquiao. I know Philippine Raquel.
LV Rose.
I know Sis Rose.
You don't know
LV
Jack.
Rose Inso is a blogger in the Philippines. She's got quite a few. I can't say how many, but she's in the thousands. I mean, she's not no 50 or 100,000, but she's more than 1,000. She's like,
I'm on mute. You two talk.
but I go to LV's live streams quite a bit. All right.
I'll still
But
be here.
anyway, we're glad to have everybody here. I hope they are enjoying your Sunday morning. Yeah, it's still Sunday morning there. It's only going on 10. So I hope you
It's
got
usually like Sunday morning.
your chores done for Sunday, whether it's going to church, cooking, taking care of the kids. Hopefully you're got the rest of the day to relax and enjoy yourselves. It's Saturday night here, and I told some of the people already, and I'll mention it to you. Tomorrow will be my last Sunday off. After this weekend, I'll be having Fridays and Saturdays instead of Saturdays and Sundays. So next week, this coming Friday, I'll have Friday, Saturday off, and I'll be working Sunday through Thursday from now on, which works out well. My first day of the pay week is Friday. And the last day of the pay week is on Thursday.
Another place?
And so I'll have my 40 hours in, then I'll get my 2 days off and go back and work 40. So I worked 40 hours, take 2 days off. I'll go in and work 32, but they'll still give me my 40 because, like I said, yesterday's part of that pay week. And I'll work 4 days, take 2 off, and then I'll go back to work 5 days a week again. But I lose no money whatsoever. I still have Saturdays off, so I'm going to keep my live stream still on Saturday, which is Sunday in the Philippines. It'll still be at 7 o'clock in the evening here in the Eastern time where I'm at. It'll be 7 o'clock in the morning in the Philippines. And so everything's going to pretty much stay the same as far as this goes. And I'll still enjoy myself, and I hope you guys do. I'll try to make see as many videos and get to as many live streams as I can. I can't get to all of them. Maybe if I retired, but like I said, I got at least 3 more years before I can do that. It's going to take me about a year and a half, maybe a little over, and I'll have all my bills but my car paid off. Then I want that other year and a half to save money. So if I can, at the end of that time, uh, depending on my mother, I want to try to either go visit or move to the Philippines, depending on the situation. Right now, my plan is to move there. That's my plan A. And my plan A for the Philippines, once I get to the Philippines, is Cebu. Plan B may be Dumaguete. Another place I would be willing to think about is Iloilo.
Not many people like to come here to Bacolod City, but there's a
And
lot
there's
of
nothing,
foreigners
like I
here.
said,
But
there's nothing wrong with Bacall. There really isn't. It just, I want places that I'm pretty sure got a good hospital. That's medical care that I'm worried about because of my age. Now, some people think,
there's a
well,
lot of
there's more
hospitals here.
girls here, more pretty girls there. I don't care about the pretty girls.
There's a lot of hospitals here, and they're building a new one, like maybe probably about 10
Hey,
minutes down the
Cindy,
road.
how you doing?
Boys,
Cindy.
I'll be
Telling
Larry,
me.
Jack. I'll be right back. If you see me popping off camera, I
Hey,
just
Shane,
gotta
how
use
you
the-
doing, sir?
If you see me popping off camera, guys, I just gotta use the restroom.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Thank you. 1,000 welcomes, as we say in Ireland. You can't
A
see
little
the
bit later, I
flag.
may
but-
pop off the camera and go grab myself a soda, but it'll be you two there before I go. I'm not going to go in and just leave one of you there by yourself.
Okay,
But,
sorry. People are laying off fireworks, and I hate loud noises. I'm autistic, and I hate loud noises.
I understand. That's all.
Oh yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, we'll be here.
Right.
But so, like I said, I do believe that you have to have a plan. And
Yep.
like I
I think
said, my
some
plan
people
right
just
now.
like some people just like come here to the Philippines just with a couple $1,000 and think, oh, this place is so damn cheap. I can live here forever. Up a couple $1,000.
Well, you
No,
can't
you-
as long as that's not all you have. You got to have more than that to set yourself up. Once you're set
Yeah.
up, you can live off less than $2,000 a month.
Yep.
But you can't set yourself up for less than you got to have more than that to set. Because, like I said, you got to have your first month rent, you deposit. Some places want like 3 months rent as counting your deposit. It's like 3 months. Well, that's not a whole lot of money depending on where you live, but you still got to have it. Now, what do you have to buy to make yourself comfortable?
Yep.
Do you need a new mattress? Maybe you don't like the mattress they have.
And if
Because let's be honest, if you don't find the mattress comfortable, you're gonna have to buy another one.
my globe, put it inside.
Yeah. That's good.
So, like I said, all that stuff is something that you got to look at because, like I said, you got to think of your comfort. Hello, sir. How you doing?
You change.
You doing well? Hi.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to my stream. Keep Jack in line, otherwise he'll misbehave. You gotta get in the camera and let him join us, man.
He's busy.
Like I said, we just got to. Like I said, you got to plan ahead. And like when I moved down here, I found my place, but I had floor planning when I moved down here. Only because I wanted to move myself, and I'll never do that again. Before I moved myself, almost every time I ever moved, I moved myself. I never hired anybody to move me as an adult. And but this time, that was a mistake. I'm getting to the age where that was a mistake. I should have hired some people to come in, pack the stuff up, and move it down here. It would have cost me less money to do that than do it the way I did it. Because I did. I moved everything myself. I did have help loading my vehicle, but nobody helped me unload it. And but lucky for me, it was my choice, so it wasn't lucky for me. I chose right. I have a downstairs apartment. I could have had an upstairs apartment. It would have been in a different building, but it would have been upstairs. and I decided, I don't want to be running up and down stairs every time I want to leave my apartment. That's what I was doing at my old place. And I thought, well, you did that for 15 years. Let's do something different. And so, yeah, I lived in my old apartment for about 15. I think I said 10, but it was around 15, 16 years. I lived in that one apartment. And
I had one apartment
That's what-
by my mom's golf course, and I paid the first month, the last month, and I told him I'm moving to the Philippines, and asked him if he could give me my security
Deposit?
And he said, "Yeah, I'll give it. I'll send it to your mom the golf course." This mofo never did.
well,
I was so mad about that one.
Well, when I moved in the place I had up there, I lived in a little town called Leroy. Now, Leroy's, they're famous for something that you will hear of, but you never heard of Leroy. Jello was found in Leroy. It was invented in Leroy. Okay, that's where Jello was invented. So, like I said, that's their fame, and that's where it used to be made until a few years before I think it was before I moved in. They quit making it there. They used to be the only place that made Jello. But anyway, I moved in there. The apartment I had, I never signed a lease. I lived there month to month. Lived there for 16 years. My rent went up twice.
Oh shit. What was that?
Well, I'll just tell everybody else's story. My rent went up twice in 16 years. It went up twice. Each time it went up $25. So in the 16 years I lived there, at the end when I moved out, it was only $50 more than when I moved in. That's not bad for 16 years, especially when it was a month to month. They could have raised my rent anytime they wanted because there was no lease. Of course, if they raised my rent, all I had to do was tell them I'm moving out. And a month later, I could move out without any repercussions. But when I first moved in, I think it was in October. The guy just asked me to do him a favor and not move out during the winter. Well, I didn't. Even though I moved down here.
It was like $550.
Yeah.
It was like
Well, I moved in
$550 a month. And then it's all shared laundry. There's 16 units there, and only one shared laundry, one washer, one dryer.
Well, the place I lived at didn't even have a washer dryer. But I had to go to the laundromat to do my laundry.
I ended up like putting my shit in the washing machine, and there's a counter. And so I'd look at my watch, my phone, time it, and I get there early, and my shit is out of the washing machine, sitting on top of the washing machine, and someone else is doing laundry. I'm like, really? So what I do, I go back to my apartment and I grab some more laundry detergent, and when there's shit's in the dryer, then there goes some more, detergent. Take my shit elsewhere. Just if people don't give of me, then I'll be vindictive. Yeah. Like, don't screw with my stuff. I won't screw with your stuff. I don't know why people do stupid things like that, because I got to the point in time I'm hand washing my chef coat because I was working in my kitchen at my golf course. So I gotta bleach it, get all the stains out of it, wash it, hang it, and put it in front of a fan, and hopefully dry before I have to go back to work.
Well, like I said, I even here, they have a laundromat on site, but it's still a laundromat. They have, I don't know how many washers and dryers. So sometimes you have to wait for the dryers, but the washers, I've never had to wait for a washer.
There is a girl that comes in tons of baskets of laundry. She don't live there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's people come to ours that don't live there because they're nuts if they do. The one that we have, I don't think it's that good. It's just the best thing about it is it's on site, so I don't have. Though I
Let's
have,
see the
we had a water leak in the ceiling that shut down the laundromat for maybe a week, so I had to go somewhere else to do my laundry one time. But I just as soon do it on site. I gamble a little bit on the dryer. Sometimes they don't want to dry properly, but usually, if the people are good about it, they don't clean the lint out.
yeah,
So you
people
find
are
the one that's
lazy
got a
about
lot
that.
of lint in it, and that one usually works. So that's how I pick the dryer. I'll check the lint trap, then I'll
Lazy
clean the lint
Larry
trap
lint
and put
trap.
mine in. It usually works that way, but occasionally it doesn't.
This somebody messes with my clothes, and I see the timer on the dryer, and I was back in my apartment there. Oh, last couple minutes, I'll pause it and I'll pull that lint trap out and dump it right back inside with the clothes. Have fun with that.
But no, I like them not cleaning the lint trap because, like I said, that lets me know that dryer actually works, and that's what a lot of people started doing because I have paid double, what it should cost me just to get my clothes dried. Now the
Mhm.
wash, I don't think I have had one, but that was my fault. They had a sign on it and I didn't look. A sign on the door said it was broke and I didn't look.
Whoops.
So that was my fault. But that's the only time I had trouble with the washers. The dryers I've had trouble with more than once. And that's when I started checking the lint traps. And,
Yeah,
and the,
and that
the dryer may
the
work, but the lint
exhaust would be
trap's
all
clean.
clogged up.
If the lint trap's clean, I don't use it. I'll go to a different one. And then I'll clean the lint trap before I start mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the next person will come in and say, "Hey, there's lint here. It worked. I'll use it." Because when I've noticed when it doesn't dry, it doesn't put much lint on the lint trap. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way to find out. And so that's what I do. And so you gotta find these different ways to. You got the proper SIM card now?
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I dissected the new one. I just used the casing, we'll say.
okay.
But the new SIM card is right here, which I'm probably gonna never ever use in my life.
Yeah.
It's less than $1.
Well, as long as it's not too expensive. I
I
somebody
have
at the door?
I have a 7-day warranty on this phone. Oh yeah, it registered as Globe. That's good.
All right.
And it's January 1st. What? January 1st. 1/1/2020. Oh come on! I have to set the. Really?
1/1/2020. That's already
Yeah,
past due, buddy.
1/1/2020. Come on! I know the Philippines is back in time, but come on. Unlock.
If I could go back in time to 2020 and be in the situation I am now, that would make me 3 years younger, and I'd be ready to retire even younger.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you live and you learn. You have fun along the way. Hopefully, that's my philosophy.
And,
uh,
it's even got a camera.
again, if you go bald,
This thing. Oh, that don't look good.
what's wrong there?
This
Yeah.
got a camera. Oh no. Hey, Retro.
I'll act silly. I don't mind. It's just part of my nature.
I figured since he said camera, I might as well give him the candied camera bit.
Smile. You're on candid camera.
You're expected. You're elected. I don't remember how it goes.
Yeah.
My housemate sings all the time. I just can't keep up because he speaks too fast. So,
Yeah.
all right, back to what I was doing. I'm almost done. So,
And
and
then,
I gotta upload them.
then there was was his last name Letterman or Letter? There was another guy, Alan. Well, Alan Funk was a camera, candid camera. Then there was another one. I can't remember his name, but he said he was always with the kids. Kids say the darndest things.
Bill Cosby.
And,
Yeah, I think it was Bill Cosby.
no, it wasn't Bill Cosby on that one. But kids say the darndest thing. No, that was. Now Bill Cosby had the TV show Fat Albert. You ever see the cartoon? You ever see that one?
Hey.
I just love to play football.
I can do something. Bill the Cosby.
Yeah. And then there was I loved his show, Bill Cosby show, where the Huxtables. Loved that show. But
Cosby Show.
and then he was also the spokesman for Jello for a long time. Like I said, that was founded
Jello
in
Pudding Pops.
the regular Jello and the pudding. The regular Jello, the one that different flavors, different colors that are almost see through. That originally was founded, like I said, in Leroy, the town that I lived in up by Rochester. Or excuse me, they would call it a village, not a town. Town is what a lot of places call townships. My hometown, we called them townships. The town was what they would call a village or a city in New York. So different terminology. But yeah, like I said, I lived there and the museum, the Jello Museum, was only 3 or 4 places over from where I lived. I never once went to it. I lived there for 16 years, never once walked over to it. So, what can I say? And but I used to walk around that town a lot, that village a lot too. It's good exercise
I'm
walking.
getting bored by Bill's.
Is anybody still out there besides the 3 of us? If you are, say hi.
Just the 3 of us, you and I.
Three's
Really, but-
Company. Remember that show?
There ain't nothing. There ain't no one. Hi, Red Skelton say. There ain't no one here about us mice.
Do you remember the show Three's Company?
Three's
That was a
Company
good one.
too.
Yep. And then The Odd Couple.
These phones are such a pain in the butt to set the time and date on.
Yeah. The newer phones, they just do that for
I
you.
ain't making 10:13
Hey, Shalon, welcome, sir.
when
I'm
zero,
trying I'm not sure, Shalon.
when
Thank you for coming and visiting. If you haven't, please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate all visitors. If you want to come up and talk, the link's up above. Go ahead and click on the link and come on up. We'll talk with you. You can come up and tell us about yourself, your channel. If you happen to be a singer and want to sing a song, we like being entertained. And We don't know how long we're
All right.
staying, but we're staying for a little while. I've had my coffee, so I'm awake.
Now I have to go back for this again.
Uh,
2023 wrong. Oh, right, but it thinks
yeah,
it's
your
like
caffeine energy drink, lemonade. Yeah.
6:23.
And Jack's got his red horse, so he's all set.
Yes, sir.
I told you though, if it was me, I'm sorry, I'd be Sam McGill painted label. That's me, and that's because of nostalgia. I'll tell you the truth, Jack. That's because of nostalgia.
Yep.
I'd have to drink the painted label because that's what I was drinking when I was in the Philippines, when I was in the Navy.
I know a
You
guy
had, the two,
that.
you had the painted label and the pilled label, and most of the people I know, we preferred the painted label. And a lot of the guys would buy a case of the painted label, and after they got done with it, there was I don't know who it was. I'm assuming it's a male. There was a shop you could take it to, and they would cut the top, cut the bottle, and on half of them they would take the top part and glue it to the bottom, so you'd have like a wine goblet, and the other half they would make a glass out of, and that would be a souvenir you could take back home. So that's what a lot of the guys did. They took a case of beer that they would drink, they would take it in, and they'd have those cut down to glasses. Now the wine goblets, sometimes, like I said, the bottom part would break, but you could still, as long as the glass didn't break, you could use it still. Now I didn't do that. I probably should have. I
Right.
drank enough San Miguel Light that I could have done a couple cases.
Like I used to
Easily.
drink San Miguel Light, but
No, they didn't have light beer back in those days, Jack. There was no light beer. Okay? Not even in the United States. There was no light beer. Now they might have been light in alcohol content, but not in calories. No, there was no Bud Light, Michelob Light, Miller Light, none of that back in the 70s. Early
You know what, Larry? You just said Michelob. I've got a Michelob mug similar to this one at the house, at my grandma's house. I have a total of
that's
3
from
mugs.
Canada, eh? That's from Canada, eh? In Molson.
Molson, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to drink Molson some. I really don't drink anymore. Of course, now the old joke was I don't drink anymore. I just don't drink any less. And some people say I don't drink, not since they invented the funnel.
I don't drink anymore either, so don't worry about it.
I used to.
No,
I used to.
I drank.
I used to bong beers all the time back in the day.
I will have a
Like
drink,
20 years.
but it's been years
Years
since I've
ago.
had one. It's not so much that I want to quit. I just don't drink by myself, and I don't drink and drive. And there's no place close enough for me to walk to have a drink. And I sure don't want to drink bad enough that I'm going to take a cab or a Uber there and an Uber back. I'm just not doing it. I'm not that interested in having a drink. If I'm at, like, let's say I go to home and I'm staying at my youngest sister's house or at my cousin's house, I'll have a beer or two. They drink. I'll sit and have a drink with them. But I'm not driving anywhere. Now, if I'm at a hotel and I go down to the bar and there's some people there and I get to talking, I might have a beer there because I'm staying there. But I'm not going to go to that hotel just so I can get a room just so I can have a drink. That's not going
It's
to
like,
happen.
it's like
Usually when I
back
go
home,
to the hotel, I still don't drink.
it's like I go back home, you know. If I'm at a friend's house, like, hey, come over and drink. I'm like, as long as I can pass out over there, because I don't feel like driving, you know. Okay.
Like I said, I quit drinking and driving back in 1999. I have not had a drink, got behind the wheel of a car since 1999, the same year I went to China. That's why I remember the year.
I got my drunk driving when I was, I'll say 20 years ago.
Well, this is over 24 years ago. So
19, no, I can't even think. 20 years ago. Yeah.
mine was over 24. It was July of
Why can I fit?
or was it July or was it June of 99.
No, 2022. I'm sorry. 2022. No, that's no 2020.
That's only 2 years. That's only a year ago.
2023. So it's 21 years ago. Help me do the
Okay.
math.
Yeah. Well, like I said, mine was in 99, and it cost me the drinking driving charge when you count the insurance, when you count uh, the fine, when you count everything else I had to go through. Uh, I went to China and came and spent 3 weeks in China, and it didn't cost me any more than that. I don't know if it cost me as much as that fine, along with everything else, because your insurance doubles for 5 years. So you got to count that as well. But then you got to figure, well, your lawyer, the court costs, the fine itself. I had to go to in New York. You have to go to take classes, which you have to pay for. Then they say, well, now you got to go do this, which you got to pay for. So when you add it all together, my trip to China didn't cost me any more than that fine over the long haul of the 5 years. And so I thought about it, and then this is before the 5 years. Like I said, right after it happened, it's like, well, now I could take that same money that I just spent on this and do something fun. Well, that means, so I promised myself that it was never going to happen again. And the only way you can keep that promise is if you have that first drink, you don't get behind that wheel.
Yep. That will save you a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. So it was like anytime I went, like on my birthday that same year, I went into the bar. I was going to drink Coke. It was because everybody from work would go in on a Friday after work, and we'd sit around, talk, and do other things. And it happened to be my birthday that day. So I walk in, and there was another guy from work there already, and he wanted to buy me a beer. I said, well, look, if I get a beer, I said, I have to get a hotel room because I'm not driving. He says, well, you're not going to sit in here all night with everybody knowing it's your birthday and not having people buy you drinks. I said, okay. So I turn around, walk out, don't even have my first drink. I just walk out because it's a hotel, or actually a Best Western, which has some rooms, separate from the main part, but they had rooms off site or on site, but separate rooms. Like the old motels where you drive in motels. So I walked into the main office, right, which is right beside the bar, and order a room. They give me a room. They give me the keys, tell me where it's at. I go out, get in my car, drive over to the hotel room, actually motel, not hotel, say it correctly. Walk into the room, put the car keys on the coffee table in the room. Leave my car parked in front of the room and walk back over to the bar. Because I knew once I walked back to that room and went inside that room to get my car keys, I was going to go to bed. There was no way I was going to grab those keys because I've already paid for the room. There's no way I'm going to grab those keys and try to drive home. It's going to be like, no, I'm here. I'm going to sleep. And so I went back and I proceeded to get drunk.
Shit, years ago, I ended up leaving the bar drunker than I don't know, drunker than Mark McFarlane.
Everybody was buying me blue.
I laid in my driver's seat. I took my car keys and I launched them into the back of the car, the window.
Yeah.
Where the speakers are at in the back. They're way back there. They're out of reach. The cops can't mess with me.
Well,
I passed out.
Last time I got drunk, now this is before I ever got busted, but I was sleeping in the bar parking lot. And I got in the back seat of the car and laid down in the back seat to go to sleep. And the cops came by the next morning and said the only reason I wasn't getting busted because I was in the back seat. I said, if you had been in the front seat, we would have probably busted you for trying to drive drunk. But you're back here. You're sleeping. You had a good enough sleep. Go on home.
You know what? I got you beat by one. I got you beat by one. My back seat has got the two seats that fold down.
Yeah.
I took the small one and folded it down, and I crawled right in the trunk.
My seats wouldn't fold down. So, yeah. Well, now, back before I was 21, we were in, my cousin George lived in Iowa. Now, George and I are the same age. I was going in the Navy. George was still in school. I graduated in January. So I go up to visit my cousins in Iowa during January and early February. I went in the Navy in March. It was late January, early February. And it's wintertime. Now, my cousin has that old 62 Nova station wagon built like a tank. And we had proceeded, George, myself, and
Larry,
Dino Hoffer.
Larry, I gotta get going. I got a phone call from
All right,
my
man.
boys.
We'll talk to you some other time. Take care.
Well, hey, I tip my hat to you, my
I got a
friend. I
phone
know
call.
I don't have a cowboy hat, but I have this. So, I tip the hat to you, my
Still
friend.
works. Still works.
See you later, guys. Good night.
All right, take care. So
I slept
anyway,
until 11. See you later, guys. Live long and prosper.
now my cousin George and Dingelhofer were, like I said, they had the station wagon, so they were in the backs with everything laid down so they could sleep there. And I'm the shortest one of the three of us, so I'm up in the front seat. And so anyway, what I would do is every so often when it started getting cool, I would wake up, I'd start the car up, run the heater until it got warm again, turn it off, lay back down, go to sleep. We spent the night out in the country after we got too drunk to be driving, and spent the night that way. And but like I said, we never got cold because, like I said, if I even felt like I was getting cool, I'd wake up, run the car, get it warmed up in there, then turn it off and go back to sleep.
Hmm.
We spent the whole night doing that. Yeah, dig off her name was Gary Collins.
I'll be right back. I have to go to the little boys' room over here.
All right, I'll be here for a little bit. But so now, any of you guys have questions? Go ahead and please ask. I'll try to answer whatever you have. Most of you, I think, know that I've already said it. So most of you know that when I retire, hopefully in 3 to 5 years, I plan on moving. My plan A is to move to the Philippines. And for the Philippines, my plan A is Cebu. With backups would be like Dumaguete or Iloilo, And when I say Cebu, it could be Lapu-Lapu. I mean, it's going to be in that area there, but Cebu itself is where I'm most interested in. Those of you who watch Dan's show, you know where he's at in Cebu. It's that area there is where I'd be interested. I want an area where I can walk to places. I don't want to have to own a vehicle. If I live in Cebu, I do not want to own a vehicle. I just plan on. That's why I wanted something like Dan has. It doesn't have to be where Dan's at, but something similar to Dan's setup. If I have to, I could always take the bus or hobble or something like that. The modern day jeepneys, I would prefer the bus, the air conditioned bus. But that's my plan A is right there. And like I said, I've already talked about this with Jack, so that Jack will find that boring.
I've
But-
never ridden on the new bus. The modern.
I haven't. I've ridden in the old. When I say old jeepneys, I mean the jeepneys from the 70s. I've ridden in the jeepneys back in the 70s, and but I've never ridden in a trike. I've never taken a hobble. Never taken the bus. I either walked or took the jeepneys in the Philippines when I was there. Didn't take the jeepneys very often, but did take the jeepney a couple times.
Like when
Well-
I take a tricycle, because I'm 6 foot and I got long legs and my knees will just hit the fucking
Well,
front
see
of it.
now,
But,
my problem is
if it looks too small, we got to hop in the back. And I was gonna say you'd have to hop in the back of the tricycle.
Like I said, mine's my weight. I'm only 5'8",
Mhm.
and I have very short legs. When I say short, I cannot buy pants off the rack to fit me. They're all too long. 28s are too long. Okay, that's the shortest they make in men's.
The jeepneys. Oh my god, I'm hitting people like leaving the jeep.
Yeah.
And like,
Well, you
know,
got to
sorry,
remember now.
sorry.
You got to remember now. I was quite a bit younger, and I was in a lot better shape. I wasn't in great shape. I'm not saying that, but I was in a lot better shape than I am now.
Mhm.
All right. I wish I had some pictures. I had a gut even back then, but like I said, it was probably 60, 70 pounds lighter than I am now. All right. We're talking that much better shape. I was still overweight. I weigh about 300 pounds, Jack, in case you don't know. Okay. Now, my heaviest, I was about 375. So I've been going down. But when I was in the Navy, I was between 220 and 240 most of the time.
Yeah, I used to be
So, like I said, that's quite a bit, 60 to 80 pounds
220
lighter.
was my max.
But like I said, I'm only 5'8". So I mean, the height wise, I'm not. My problem is if I hit my head, it's not because how tall I am. What I'm saying, all my height is my upper body, all of it.
Mhm.
You know, when you only got, I wear 25-inch leg length. All right, that's how I can wear probably 26 if I lose a little more of my gut. But 28s are too long, man. So how do you get to be 5'8"?
Hmm.
It's the upper body. My dad was the same way, but my dad was 6'3", 6'4". You know what his leg length was? 30.
I'm 32.
Yeah. Like I said, his was 30 and he was almost 6'4".
But I used to be.
I got his build. I just didn't get his damn height. He was 6'2" to
I used
6'4". I
to
want to
be.
say 6'4".
I used to be 220 pounds, and then usually when I come here to the Philippines, before I get here, I'm like 200 pounds. Now I'm 170,
Yeah. Well, you know, the
and
heat.
nothing fits anymore.
Well, the heat will take some weight off of you, especially if you're active. All
Mhm.
right.
In the food,
But you want to be in better shape than I'm in before you go there. Now, I used to be, even though I was heavier, okay, when I was up in Leroy, I was in better shape as far as walking and stuff. And I probably weighed 20, 30 pounds more than I do right now. But I used to walk 3 miles without stopping. I could go out and walk for 3 miles and not take a break. At a speed of
Mhm.
3 miles in an hour, I could walk 3 miles. In other words, my speed was 3 miles an hour. I would walk on a treadmill at an incline of 3 at the speed of 3 for an hour, 4 or 5 days a week. Did that all the time. And I weighed about 320 pounds. So, like I said, I was heavier, but I was in better shape for walking.
Mhm.
Okay. Then I was in a car wreck. My car was totaled. I was stopped for a school bus. Guy was doing around 55, 60 miles an hour and rear-ended me. Yeah. He had the sun, it was early morning. The sun was in his eyes. He didn't see it. And he hadn't even hit his brake when he hit me. He never hit his brake. Now, I had the old RAV4, which you know is an SUV, and that
Mhm.
back door of the RAV4 was pushed so far in it was almost touching the back seat. All right.
Dang.
Now I ended up with a concussion, and how do I know I had the concussion? At first, I didn't think anything was wrong, and about a week after the wreck, I wake up one morning and I look over at my clock and the numbers are spinning. Now the amazing thing about that, my numbers were digital, so I know the spinning numbers is not real. You know.
Uh-huh.
So I go to the hospital and I get, they get my brain examined. In other words, they do a scan and they come to the conclusion, oh, you got a concussion. There's no damage, but I shouldn't say no damage. There was no bleeding or anything like that on the brain, just a concussion. And so every time I tried to walk, though, for a long time after that, if I try to walk for exercise, I get a splitting headache. And I mean for months afterwards. And so I got out of the habit of walking. And so I didn't walk for a couple years. Because it took me months to get over it. And then by the time I was over it, we had a treadmill at work. Well, they were no longer available. When I moved down here, I didn't have any place to go walking. And I just out of the habit of walking. And one of the things I like about doing the videos, I get out and walk more. All right. And then I joined, you may have never heard of it. You might have. I just don't know how much you know about gyms here in the States. They have a gym called Planet Fitness. Now, Planet Fitness, it's a national gym association because I think they're individually owned. I think they're franchises. But the thing is, if you have what they call the black card,
judgment-free zone.
yeah. But if you got the black card membership, which I do, anywhere I go, if they have a Planet Fitness, I can go and use that Planet Fitness with no extra charge.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they have these massage chairs with a black card membership. I can go in and use those. So I now I'm on this shift. I got to adjust how I go walking. I'm going to have to start walking a little differently than I used to.
I think there's
Hey JLB, how you doing, man? Long time no see.
a Lifetime Fitness, I believe, in Michigan that is a big place, and you can live there.
The Planet Fitnesses are very big.
But
Now, my hometown.
It's Lifetime Fitness,
Yeah.
which you can actually live there. I'm like,
Wow, that'd be a trip.
that's kind of weird.
Oh yeah. In my hometown, my sister and her husband belong to Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, and they got two of them in my hometown. So when I go home, I can go to one of the Planet Fitnesses and use their equipment to work out. Which, like I said, I got to really get back into it. Before the wreck, I would, like I said, I'd walk for an hour almost every day. 4 or 5 days a week, and I work 5 days a week, so I'd walk usually around 4 days a week to 5. Plus what I walked for my job, but I'd walk for an hour, and my back was no longer bothering me. My knees no longer bothered me. Like I said, I weighed more, but I was a lot more when I started off walking too than I ended up being. But all that, the back quit hurting after a while. The knees quit hurting, so I got to start getting back into that so my back will get better. Because carrying all this extra weight is hard on your back. It's hard on your knees. Put 50, 60 pounds on yourself and walk around with it and see how it feels. And you'll notice that extra weight will get to you. And so that's what I got to get back into it. I've weighed myself a couple times, and I got to start doing it more. Not necessarily weighing myself, but getting into walking more. And
It's
trying
like
to move
me
myself forward.
when I walk on the block to try to find a SIM card. I have felt like shit when I came back to the house.
Well, the heat and humidity can bother you too, and that's a nice.
That and like me and like I think it might be like some kind of muscle atrophy because I just sit here or lay in bed, do nothing.
Yeah, that'll do it. You're getting out of shape. You need to start walking more.
Yep.
That's what I said. Now, I don't know if you know who Jerry I call South Texas home is. I don't know if you know who Chris and Sabu was. Both of them were guys that got out and walked for their videos or live streams. Chris and Sabu did live streams, but he would walk while he was doing it. and he would walk around Cebu, and you'd see different areas of Cebu, and he'd have his live stream, and then because of COVID, he started doing it from his balcony. But those guys kind of inspired me to get out and walk a little bit more when I'm. So some of my videos, I'm out walking. I have videos where I'm just walking around my apartment complex, or I'm walking around a park, and I need to do more of those as well. But the shorts seem to do better than the long ones. Hey, you got light.
Ooh, you got a cheap ass light. Oh god, what the fuck is this thing? Okay, look.
I got a case for mine.
This thing is. This is one of the cheapest phones I bought.
Hey JLB, how you doing? Have you heard from any of the other JLBs, or you guys still knowing? I'm trying to think of the name of the guy you guys used to hammer on all the time, and not Barry, but the other guy. Yeah, hammered on JLB, but I can't remember what his name is. But, there was a lot of those. President Xu and the whole world hates JLB. There's all kinds of JLBs. Or I should say anti-JLBs. JLB is a chicken, and you can finish out the rest. Wasn't spelled all the way out, but you knew that's what he was talking about. I don't know. I'm only showing 3 people. So we don't have too many people here. Now, the people they're showing, that's not counting you and I, is it? Or do you know, Jack?
Oh, fuck. Hold on. I'll try to turn this thing off. Let me throw this thing and turn it off. There's this auto search. This phone.
That little beep noise that you heard there, that was my phone telling me they're expecting rain probably tomorrow. Let me look. Rainfall change. Rain expected today. Grab an umbrella. And yeah, it makes that noise. Even if I got the sound turned off, it'll make that noise. Unless I turn off notifications. Well, Jack, it seems like everybody's dropping out. So I think we're going to go ahead and end this one. We've been at it for, 3 hours and 43 minutes? So.
How do I turn this thing off?
Turn what off? The light? I know mine, I pull down from the top. I pull the symbols down from the top. And here, I'll show you here in a minute. Up here, there's a little power like button. I hit that power like button. And I got to hit it, 2 more times, I think. And that turns my phone off. Mine are Samsung, so both of them are that way. And now I had a LG, and you just had to tap it. It would turn the phone off.
This is the tiniest phone.
Now, hold the. Do you have 2 volume buttons, or the button below it? Do you have a volume button and another button on the side?
No, it doesn't have it.
Okay.
How do I turn this damn thing off? Maybe turn the volume down. No, I don't think it's not in.
There should be a symbol
You know
for
what? Let's
turning.
just sit outside for now. Yeah, I think it's sit outside for now because I don't feel like dealing with it.
Yeah.
That thing is just too loud, and I can't even turn the radio off on it. That sounds scratchy as hell.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. Uh, like I said, I think there's only like one or two people in here besides us, unless they count us, and then there's nobody in here besides us. Because I got another phone that's up, so it shows it. So everybody's dropping out, which I understand. It's Sunday afternoon there in the Philippines. Late Sunday morning, excuse me. And there's things to do. The weather's hopefully is nice. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Here in the States, it's getting late, at least on the East Coast. Time for a lot of people to go to bed. Jerry, he's already in bed, even though he's in Texas. It's only about 9 o'clock there, but he's in bed. Knowing Jerry.
It's like that's early to go to sleep, but
Well,
things
Jerry
do
gets up. Jerry gets up early. Jerry gets up around 4:30 every morning. Okay.
I usually get up like 3 a.m.
Yeah, but you might need less sleep than Jerry then, because Jerry, he says it doesn't matter how late he stays up, he wakes up around 4:30 every morning. So
It's that the whole body clock thing going on.
yeah. So he likes to go to bed early. My youngest sister, she's that way. She goes to bed early. I'm just one of these people that go to bed late, and I've always been that way. I hate going to bed and I hate getting up. I've been that way all my life. So what can I say?
Especially when you're in a good position, laying in your bed, and you're like, I don't want to move out of this position.
It took me a while to get up this morning, believe me. I mean, on my days off, I usually just like laying in bed for a few hours. I'll lay there an hour to 2 hours after I wake up. I'll get up, go to the bathroom, go back, lay back down, relax for a while, and it's usually an hour or so later that after all that happens that I get back, finally get up.
But sometimes, like, if I wake up to go take a piss and like go
I can usually go back to sleep.
It's kind of hard sometimes. I'm like,
It depends on how long I was asleep before I got up. There's times I'll go to bed and I'll lay there for an hour and I can't get to sleep. I'll get up, I'll go grab a drink, and I'll sit there and watch a video or two. And I don't mean long ones. I'll be up less than an hour. I'll go back to bed and I'll go right to sleep. But I just got to get up and do something. Then I can go back to bed and get to sleep. But there are times when I go to bed and I think I'm tired. I'll lay there and I won't get to sleep. I'll be there for an hour and I got to get up. It's like, all right, this is not working. I gotta get up, move around, turn the TV on, watch a 5-10 minute video, maybe 2 of them, get a quick drink of water or something, and then go back to bed. And I usually can go to sleep, but I just got to do that. The longer I lay there without doing something, the longer it's going to take me to go to sleep. And
it's like sometimes I'll lay in bed and play YouTube videos, like long videos of randomness.
Yeah.
And it'll put me to sleep.
Well, like I said, I don't have to play long
ones. It'll be turned all the way up.
Yeah. I usually don't have to play long ones. I could do it here in my bedroom. That's where I'm at. But I can go into, I got one of those smart TVs, so I got YouTube on it. I'll just go in there and set in I got a recliner, I'll set in that and watch YouTube. If there's a short, all right, I happen to like Star Trek shows. They have one called Star Trek Lower Decks. That's usually a shorter, like maybe a half-hour show or something. Maybe I'll watch something like that. But I don't need to watch an hour or 2 hour movie.
I forgot.
Hey man, how you doing?
Do you know how to turn the radio off? I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out.
I'll have him show you. If he knows how to do it, you need to
I don't
know.
how to do it.
But so yeah, it's just uh, sleep is weird sometimes, you know. But you got to do what you got to do. Hey, look, I think it's time for me to take a water closet visit myself. Well, like I said, that's over 20 ounces right there. There's 12 ounces right there, and I haven't been to the bathroom yet. So
Wow.
it's getting to be that time. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end this one. And for anybody that's out there, remember, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And as always, try to have fun. Hey, Jack, hope to see you in the next one, man.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
Take care, man. Have fun. No problem, man.
All right.
Anytime. Anytime. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I'm going to end it.